everyone, welcome to Cobalt. This is the fourth and final race here in the Brazilian Grand Prix for Season 6 of Alr, and it is once again in Sao Paulo. Then of course Interlagos, between the lakes there is, I think it's what it stands for anyway. We've only got 16 drivers in this qualifying one session. I think that there are more drivers turning up throughout the session there, but this gives us a golden opportunity to have a chin wag about what has been going on in Alr over the past couple of days or so. But before we do so, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructor standards. And tonight is potentially a big night then, as for the first time this season we could have a new championship leader. Hammer Time, who raced last night, is not racing tonight, and he is and again Starbus is now within 13 points out. If he gets a Grand Prix win, or if he gets second, or if he even gets third tonight, he will or even even if he gets first, second or third tonight, he will be the championship leader then going into the Australian and Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and that will be guaranteed as we'll have a championship showdown under the lights in Abu Dhabi, and that is exactly what we want, isn't it? But that is what's going on so far. Paris is still mathematically in championship tonight, and I think that he does need to score at least a podium to keep himself in the World Championship Challenge. So that is what has got to be on Paris's mind tonight. Duncan Dave in fourth position. He is, he needs to, unfortunately, I think he needs to get a Grand Prix win at the very least tonight. And Duncan Dave said he's hovering on, because basically he's 1 point away from being mathematically out there. After that, then J-Dog in fifth position there. Sixth position is Brooksy. Seventh position is Iron Knight. Eighth position is Smith, your 99th is Casal. Booted Delight in 10th position there. In the bottom three, one is Crustier T on 11 points there. We got Picasso on 17 and 18 for Winnie as well. Then in the constructors standings, it is the Alpha Tower that leads the constructors by 38 points from Alfa Romeo in second position. Aston Martin are in third position. The Haas team are fourth. Fifth position is the Williams team. Sixth position is Ferrari. Seventh position, McLaren. Alpine are in eighth position. Ninth is Red Bull. Mercedes are 1 point beyond the Red Bull team in 10th position as well. Then we've got a car off the circuit in quite a big way, and who is it? And it's one of the Aston Martins that has gone right off the circuit, and goodness me, that's not a good start at all, as Baguette has left the session there, so that's not good there for Baguette there. And the Aston Martin's gone completely off there. Ginner is out of qualifying them before it's really got going here tonight. Golly gosh, that's not good at all. Craigar has gone fastest then in the Mercedes, and bomb of the constructors at the moment. They need to get themselves sorted out, don't they, if they don't want to finish bottom. Of course, we'll go for the drivers. We'll go for the joint constructors in a jiffy as well. But Craigar is currently the quickest of the bunch so far. However, he's only trying to do a time at this moment. Six-time pole sitter in this season. There is Brooksy, who's gone fastest there on a 7.9. Then Brooksy has said he is quick in qualifying, but in the race trim is a bit more difficult, isn't it, there for Brooksy then? But let's see how he goes here tonight. Then Smith, your Mighty, coming up to the line as well, and he goes second fastest there on an 0.8233 then. Good stuff indeed then. J-Dog then, who's just coming out the from Magulio, the dive before we go up into Yuncao as well. Well, goodness me, this is a quick start to qualifying session. I haven't gone through the joint constructors yet. J-Dog then, a two-time Grand Prix winner this season. Unfortunately, in the mid-season, we've got McLaren then, who's had a couple of weeks, and Craigar's gone faster still by a tenth for a second there. J-Dog is going at second fastest this time. Good stuff indeed then. What about Sir Dave, who's actually taken part in qualifying? I can't believe I'm saying that. He is in fifth position right now. Sir Dave probably has the most qualifying bans out of anyone this season, doesn't he? He has been a very naughty boy, and I don't think he knows how to record his footage. Then shocking behaviour. On board with Scooby Stew. Brooksy's gone faster still. Then he's done another two. He's done his two consecutive laps, and that's an interesting strategy there for Brooks. Then, and whilst we're just taking a look at Scooby Stew, let's take a look at the joint constructor. Alpha Tari. We're going to see how how it's shaping up then, but they cannot win the constructors here, the joint constructors here, but they can win it in Australia in over the next 4 days or so. Then, so we'll keep an eye on that then, when we're down under in Australia in a couple of days' time. Williams was second in there, 259 points away. And Williams were the first ever joint constructors champions. They're second this season. McLaren 14 points away from the Williams in the third position there. Ferrari are 9 points away from McLaren in fourth position. So close to joint constructors, apart from the AlphaTauri, who just ran away with this. Mercedes are 14 points beyond the Ferrari as well. It's ridiculously close. Haas are 40 points then away from the Mercedes team. Alfa Romeo 49 points away from the Haas team. Aston Martin 13 points away from the Alfa Romeo team. Red Bull are 9th position then, and the Alpine team is bringing up the rear in 10th position, and they are 124 points away from the Red Bull team. Scooby Stew coming up with Young Cow. However, having said that, Alpine are the only second team at this season in all of ALR, whether that's gold, silver, bronze or cobalt. They're the second team this season to get a 1-2, which they got last night. Of course, says Scooby Stew goes 7 faster than as Picasso goes 6, and a beautiful slipstream there. Lovely stuff indeed that. It was a 1-2, and it was Cryptic Alibi. Well, it's not Cryptic anymore, is he? He's just an alibi now, and he got his first ever Grand Prix win in ALR last night. A superlative Grand Prix win as well there. Of course, there was the reason why that was, and of course, there's a lot of questions about the penalty system last night. Picasso's out of qualifying. Oh goodness me, he's gone off in a major way that Picasso has there. Oh dear, oh dear. And he is in the wall, unfortunately, and that is Winnie there just wiggling around there. So I think he's struggling to get tyres up to temperature there. So Winnie having a couple of gremlins there, but Picasso out of qualifying. Goodness me. This might be more of a practice session tonight than rather than, first qualifying session might be. Here is Starbus, and the pressure is on this man, isn't it? So he could potentially lead the World Championship going into the final 2 races. And of course, throughout this season, and he goes fast as well by a 10th of a second, or over a 10th of a second now from Brooksy. So far this season, there's a wheel in the track as well. That's from Picasso there. Lovely. I love how he's balancing there. That's a very acrobatic wheel there. Lovely. I think so far this season, the hammer time has basically led the championship from start to finish, or start till now. However, of course, most of them remember Vettel did not lead the World Championship at all in 2010 until the very end there. So that is, oh goodness me. That is, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times or how long you've led it. As long as you lead it after the final race, that's all that matters. And can Starbus really spring a surprise? And after hammer time's pretty impressive season thus far. Across the line then, and Iron Knight goes second fast there, 41 hundredths of a second slower than Starbus. Looking quite good up there. And Paris then could still also is still involved in the championship. It's got an outside chance, and Paris has, but there's still a chance nonetheless there, as he's now into the middle part of the lap. So in the joint constructor now, Alpine and the only second team after the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri got a 1-2 in Baku earlier on in silver, but Alpine are only the second team to get a 1-2 in the whole of season 6 of ALR. That's how competitive it's been. It's been pretty impressive, to say at the very least. And Baguette out on circuit as well then in the AlphaTauri. No hammer time, no Booty Delight either. I think Booty Delight has disappeared off the face of the earth, as you're just watching Baguette then coming out of Young Cow. Yeah, last night there was a lot of queries and questions about how Alibi won the race then, considering that Adam didn't get any penalties at all. However, of course, the reason being is that Alibi served a 5-second penalty in the pit lane under green flagged running there. Of course, so -5 was taken off his final race time, and that is how he got the Grand Prix win there. Yes, Alibi didn't have any penalties at all, did he? So it was harsh. Adam didn't have any penalties at all, so it is harsh. But however, that is the rules there. And to be fair, and there was, I think that Adam did mention about maybe changing the rules, which is a very good idea. The reason why that rule was brought into play, though, is because a lot of drivers were like Cryptic Alibi, for example, was getting unfairly penalised because someone behind them drove into the back of them. And really, yes, maybe the car behind it should be a bit more careful, really, or is the car in front braking erratically? Well, maybe, but of course that is why the footage is put in there. As Paris has gone 5th fastest. The footage, that's why the drivers are allowed to put the footage in there. And the admins there, Liam, of course, was very much the judge, the jury, and the executioner last night. He he deemed that it was unfair, that 5-second penalty for Alibi was unfairly given to him by Codemasters or the FIA or whoever's in charge, and that is basically the rule of it, to be fair. And Alibi deserved it, Grand Prix winner as well, from 19 from the grid there to win the race, and that's his first ever Grand Prix win in ALR, and I think that was only his third podium in ALR as well, so a good 17th there for Alibi, and that is really going to help the Alpine team, who've got a 1-2 as well. Alpine have had a very disastrous opening season. In their ALI career, it's been really poor indeed. Then they've not really shone in any of the divisions, have they? But last night that was very much their call, very much the highlight of the season so far. Here's Duncan David in the second sector as well. Let's go to the comments there. Evening from Vintage saying evening, good evening Vintage and Ross. Go Craig, go Lewis as well. Vintage saying Styles for the win, and evening short evening. All looking forward to this. And Scuba Stew for Paul. Vintage evening Mushroom mate as Mushroom and Vintage are very much regular viewers in the LO were fantastic stuff indeed. And Kaz also saying hello as well. Good evening to Kaz, who hasn't come out the pitch just yet. Stars out of qualifying, Picasso and Stars also out of qualifying as well. Duncan Dave across the line, he goes 6 fast as Duncan Dave does. He's 4th in the World Championship, has a chance of maybe nipping through into the promotion spot into bronze for next season now. So Duncan Dave then is still got an outside chance, hasn't he? ZGS, who's had a superb middle season, and he has tailed off slightly, hasn't he? But he's 4th fast again, ZGS. ZGS is very quick, isn't he? My goodness me, he's very quick indeed, ZGS is. But I must say that sometimes he does seem to get lost in the races, don't he? So hopefully he can have a good one here tonight. I hope all the drivers can, but unfortunately only 10 drivers can have a good race tonight. When I say that, when I mean that they can get points. So it's not like MotoGP where you can get points all the way down to 15. I must say, when I first heard about the top 10 when I first heard about the top 10 able to score points, then I wasn't really keen on the rule then, because it was like giving drivers like freebies, really, wasn't there? As you really have to work for points. However, I think the top 10 is to be honest, the problem is there's not many. There needs to be more cars in F1 in my humble opinion. There needs to be at least 24 cars on the grid there. There needs to be at least 12 teams in my humble opinion, probably more if you really push me. But didn't Alibi cause a pen for hit and hammer time under the safety car series Western Daska then? We have got his Goku saying evening guys, evening Goku, series evening Goku and Kaz out on circuit. So do not text and drive, and of course Kaz is not a man to do that as he goes across the grid as well. Possibly. I must admit I wasn't prepared for that question, so he may have done, he may not have done. But even so, if that was the case then, and I think that hammer time, well, he would have got that penalty taken off him if he made it to the finish. Unfortunately, hammer time did cause a safety car at the end of that race, and which cruelly robbed Ayrton. I think Ayrton's had 2 races now in the past 4 or 5 where he's been robbed by the safety car. Where he's told to overtake the safety car in Japan, or last night then when the safety car put him into quite a fearsome bunch of drivers there, wasn't it? And unfortunately, unfortunately, it got very too close for comfort out of turn 6 and went off in a humongous way. But in the answer to Sarah's Rush's question, I'm not too sure. But there you go. That's why I'm not a steward or admin or anything like that. Goodness gracious, not far from it. I'm just a man who sits on my rear posterior and just talk absolute rubbish for 2 hours every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Kaz going 12th fastest. He is quicker than Baguette there, but Baguette has had enough, and she is now going to put her feet up, I think, and just enjoy the views of Sao Paulo. I wonder if she's found Fernando Alonso's deck chair. Of course, as that was I think it was qualifying 2015, wasn't it, where McLaren really had a lot of fun in qualifying. I think at their own expense there, as Alonso found a deck chair right by that crane, I think it was, or just above where that crane was, and of course as he was enjoying the sunshine. Or was it 2016? Was it 2016? No, it was 2015, wasn't it? I have no idea. I can't remember. Those years really merged. For some reason, 2015, 16, 14, all that kind of merged together for me at the moment. It's like 2017, 18. Those years feel remarkably similar as well. Yeah, I think it was. And of course, I think the McLaren boys also was on the podium as well as Jenson Button and Fernando Alonso decided to visit the podiums. stuff indeed. Louis G, great Virgin Media stinker will be starting from the back today then. Ayrton's pace gone up, Lux down. Ayrton's pace gone up, Lux gone down. Sirius Rush saying that Ayrton in the last couple of races really elevated himself, to be fair. He's doing absolutely supremely well. And as Kaz has got a problem with his DRS, it was flashing on and off. Goodness me. Good gracious me. Yeah, so he was very unlucky indeed then. Of course, there's been a lot of drivers down on their luck as of late, haven't they, really? As we come to the end of the first season on F1 2021. It's been pretty good, hasn't it, to say the least? I've very much thoroughly enjoyed it. With 3 of the 4 drivers' champions have been crowned, though. Have been crowned then, of course. German is the 4th ever world champion in Alr Gold there. Of course, he won the gold championship on Sunday. We have young Tommy, the world champion of season 4 of Silver. Great stuff indeed. Young Tommy will be going up to gold next season. And of course, in bronze and field, the youngest ever ALR world champion will be promoted into Monday nights tomorrow. Tomorrow? To bronze then on to silver on Monday night as well. But who is going to be joining the bronze outfit then? Well, Starbus and Hammer Time are going to be going head to head, as is this man Paris as well, who would like to get into bronze, I'm sure of it. But as he is now coming back into the garage. We have got Paige Baguette there saying, if anyone sees me lagging and dropping out on back and dropping in and out, then it's because of her internet. Then her internet has been awful today using mobile data. It looked fine on the stream, Paige said. Yes, it did actually. Very good stuff indeed. I've got to ask, what mobile provider are you with? Oh no, Kaz is, goodness me, I think he's been looking at his mobile as well. Oh dear, that is. I was defending this man earlier on as he would not be using his mobile at the wheel, but he may have done coming out of the pits. Good gracious me, the Kaz out on circuit then. 26 seconds to go in this qualifying session. Yes, I've got to say, if I was ever on mobile data, I think I'll be jumping here, there, and everywhere. Goodness me, it'd be like listening to Girls Aloud, really, with that song they was it Jump? Also Van Hagen as well, I know, Jump. Jump! Last Girls Aloud. Also, oh yeah, it's a song as well. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a very tired badger tonight, I must say. I've also had a very bad day as well, really. It took me until 12 o'clock today because I've been walking around, unfortunately, flying low, which has not been very good either. So I'm a red panda. I'm an embarrassed panda, I should say. Disappointed indeed. I don't know why I'm calling myself a panda. I'm just tired. But yes, very embarrassing indeed, and I can't believe I was flying low. And the horrifying thing was that I was wearing bright red. Kaz coming across the line then, and he is about to start his lap as well. Then we got, the time is up then here in qualifying tonight then. Paige saying, oh wow, what a shame, I'm too busy, I'm too busy to watch it gold then. Kaz saying, Kaz just lagged into the pit wall, laugh out loud, serious question, good shout there. Yes indeed then, it's yeah, very good shout indeed, because I keep forgetting to do my setups then when every time there's a race restart and all that kind of stuff then. But just now we're just watching as Kaz is just coming back. Well, he's in the garage then. Well, he's not in the garage, he's retired from the session now, as I'm trying to sort me stream out. There we go. Kaz is parked off there. Lovely field of barrier here, and good stuff indeed then. So that is the end of the qualifying one then. It's I must say, it's not the most exciting qualifying one in the world, but what is exciting is Starbus and Night separate by 41 hundredths of a second here in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And it's Paris in third position as well. Out of qualifying now, we have lost Stars, Jenna and Picasso then, so we're going to lose another 4 drivers in qualifying too. Then with 15 minutes we'll be starting, we'll be in qualifying too then, so that is going to be looking very interesting indeed. However, I'm not sure if I've read something about maybe a good problem with the lobby or something like that then, but we'll keep an eye on that later on then. We've got like to give drivers a chance in quality, Kaz saying, and good stuff indeed, my good man then. Of course, a very charitable man you are indeed then. Jamie 69 laugh out loud said hello with an exclamation mark as well, so he is very keen tonight then. Well, in terms of the joint constructors then, whilst we're waiting for the countdown, which will never come, I don't think, let's take a look at the minus points then, because I like having stats and stuff like that, so I'm going to share this one which I was looking at last night then. Alpine have got minus 35 over the course of 40 multi-leagues over the course of 4 leagues this season. They're the highest team with the minus most points. Then second is the Mercedes team. They got minus 20 this season. You remember, you get minus points for pitting and quitting or changing your votes and all that kind of stuff, really. So it's very much about being naughty drivers there. Third position, the third highest is the Haas team with minus 12. And then we have minus 11 for the Alfa Romeo team, minus 10 for AlphaTauri and Ferrari teams there, minus 7 for the Williams team, minus 5 for McLaren and for Aston Martin. However, I think big props, though, is to the Red Bull team, who have got no minus points at all. So congratulations to them. Then their team, I love to be in the Red Bull team because, of course, those minus points can really cost teams, and in the joint constructors, and it's probably cost drivers individually as well this season. It'd be interesting to see, take away the minus points, it'd be interesting to see how far some of the drivers go up then. Liam is saying that the lobby has been glitched, so I've just thrown my phone miles, and that's not good. The guy behind the guardrail was scratching. Oh my goodness me. I would leave everyone else to read that one. Lovely. I need to read these comments before I start saying them out, shouldn't I? Jinner is not loaded, unfortunately. Jin is loaded! Goodness me. Or not loaded, as the case may be. I've got a lovely shot here of this qualifying screen, and absolutely cracking stuff indeed then. But of course, I think that all of our concerns are going to be next time ALR is on air, will be when we know about the World Championship and who is going to be the World Champion, and where it's going to be Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton. I will admit, I'm a big old Hamilton fanboy. I always have, I always will be. Ever since seeing him in GP2 in 2006 was the first time I came across Lewis Hamilton. I was like, wow, he's pretty cool. Goodness me, the cat is cool. But yeah, certainly, I think that really. Ever since then, I really did like Lewis Hamilton, and of course in his debut in the McLaren team in 2007. Yes, I am a big old Hamilton fanboy. However, I would like to think I'm a bigger fan of Formula One, really. And this season, yes, there have been some interesting moments. I've absolutely loved it, to be honest. Then I did get a bit wild sometimes there, where Christian Horner was given kind of like, becoming a bit of a Karen kind of thing. And no offense to any Karens as listeners to this. And sometimes Toto Wolff was also maybe getting dragged into a war of words. But Toto Wolff doesn't really bite too much, does he? That kind of stuff. But I've enjoyed it really, because I think that as much as I see a lot of the internet really having moaning at either Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton fans, I think we should all enjoy it really, because we're all Formula One fans at the end of the day, and we should absolutely enjoy this season, because to be fair, the last 2 seasons there hasn't been much to fight about, and having a championship go down to the wire in Abu Dhabi and being level on points then for the first time since 1974, which I think was I'm sure I said this to Emerson the other day. His namesake, Emerson Fittipaldi, was on the same number of points as Clay Regazzoni. Was it Clay Regazzoni? I think it was, wasn't it? Someone might have to fact check me on that one there. I just read it somewhere earlier on in the week there. I thought that's a lovely snippet of information to share with you all. I'm sure that you already know that anyway then. So yes, well, so maybe you should be telling me about these interesting facts and all that kind of stuff. But as I've just closed YouTube down, that's not good, is it? Goodness gracious me. Search question then is saying that he's seen Hamilton on Blue Peter. Oh goodness me! See, was that when he was in GP2? Was it, or was that when after he come into F1? I used to get very excited seeing Hamilton like on things like on Top Gear and things like that was pretty cool as well. I used to love seeing the F1 drivers. Back before there, he had channels here, there, and everywhere. It was Regazzoni. Thank you very much, sir. I can't get back in since German has left the session now. What is happening? Everyone is leaving. I think we're starting a new session. I'm just waiting to see what's occurring then. But yeah, it looks like we have got a session issue at the moment. Whilst I've been waffling on, because which is probably what I'm not really commentating on the qualified session too much at the moment now. But yeah, so back in the days when in karting even better, my goodness me. So Serious Western discovered Hamilton well before I did, goodness me. I must say though that I started to discover drivers around Formula 3 it is now, but like GP3 and things like that. I think that I remember seeing Bottas in GP3 and I was like, blimey, he's quick, isn't he? And also I like the oh goodness me, I can't remember his name now. That's good. I know Leclerc also came steam through the ranks as well. Oscar Pastoria, no, isn't it Pastorius? Oh, Pastore, I don't know. Goodness me, I'm not very good at the old. I'm not very good at the old younger generation at the moment because I usually have Formula 3 and Formula 3 and Formula 2 on the background whilst I'm usually doing something ALR related, really. So it's usually on the background for me to just have a gander up and having a gander back down kind of thing. Then Craig R just going through Magulio the dive before going up into Young Cow, but he spun the car, and oh dear, lovely Drift King stuff there from Craig R. Great stuff indeed. Then I'm just keeping an eye on the Discord. Then if I ever able to get it up, then let's take a look. Then I can't see anything at the moment there. Yeah, so as I'm just taking a look and see when if I haven't got another invite now, so goodness gracious me then. Right, but just now on board at the moment here. So the new lobby will be created at the end of qualifying 3 by the looks of things. And so carry on qualifying for now, I'd say. Then those used to be films, didn't they? Lobby will be restarted when qualifying 3 is finished. Oscar Pastoria was a legless runner. Goodness me. Oh, I'm absolutely I'm a shambolic man today, ain't I? Goodness gracious me. Restart lobby after qualifying 3. I'm glad the admins are paying attention because I'm certainly not, am I? All 4 stuff needed. 3 from 1 on out. I've known in Paris as quick as said. So yeah, just a quick review then. So it will be qualifying lobby will restart at the end of qualifying 3 then. So Paige Baguette's not too happy about that. Hopefully she can get back in, or someone invite her. That'll be cracking stuff indeed as well, if you're allowed to. I'm not even sure if you're allowed really. It just shows I don't know enough about lobby start stuff. I remember I had to do a lobby once in Monaco way back when for LR. I think it was like season 2 or something like that, and I had no idea how to even get the lobby started then, which is quite embarrassing, really, wasn't it? But there we go. As I remember just asking the drivers, how do we go then? Here comes Craig R. He knows how to go, and he's across the line and he's gone 9 fast on the medium tyre set. Is this the first time you're joining us this week? I very much am in your debt. Then it's been a absolutely cracking week for Formula 1 and ALR. Of course, we're going to have a cracking weekend as well. Whatever happens then, it may be dramatic. I absolutely love it. I love a bit of drama, and that is certainly going to be dramatic in Abu Dhabi. It's been dramatic in ALR as well. But thank you for joining us tonight. Then, of course, then if you're new to the sport, then welcome. This is qualifying. We got 3 parts of qualifying. Qualifying 1, we lose the 5 slowest drivers. Qualifying 2, we lose the second 5 slowest drivers. But that is 11th to 14th on this occasion. And then at qualifying 3 is the top 10 going for broke, going for pole position then here tonight, which is Cobalt, which I didn't know until Knowlesy told me last. I can't remember when it was now. When Cobalt was first introduced, then but it's a metal which is blue. It's probably not as knows how to explain it in simple terms. And Starbus goes fast as that. He's at a 7.6 there to start on the way. 10 seconds in front of Paris at the moment now. Paige has said, I guess I'm starting 14th, and once the host leaves, no one can invite. That's brutal, isn't it? Goodness me. Oh gosh, well, I'm very sorry about that, Paige. Good grief. Smithy Almighty is second fastest, and what makes it worse is that, what makes it worse is that you can't even get in the lobby to watch what's going on either, really. Kaz then, who's just coming out of, which I thought was called the Horseshoe, but it's not the Horseshoe at all, is it? But I watched a lot of my racing I used to watch in the mid-90s, and Murray Walker used to call it that, I'm sure. So basically, whatever he says is gospel to me, because Murray Walker is the legend, and probably my favourite person in the entire world, apart from the person that's ever invented sausage rolls. Across the line goes Kaz, and he is 6th fastest at 2/10 of a second in front, behind Craig R at the moment, and J-Dog is gone 2nd fast and 2/10 of a second behind at Starbus at this moment in time as well. Then Serious Rush and Page press the PlayStation button, scroll down to the game, and under friends of you should be and sometimes you'll be able to get in that way. And that is why Serious Rush is our bouncer in the old comment section, isn't it? because he knows exactly what to do. Sir Dave has had a trip somewhere because he's invalidated his time, and he is going down to Magulio to dive in. So we're going to stick with Scooby Stew at the moment, which is Serious Motion's pick for pole position now for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Scooby Stew's there, but on pole position. I think he's had a fairly good season, Scooby Stew has this season, hasn't he? His best result was at the Austrian Grand Prix. I think he finished 7th in the Austrian Grand Prix for McLaren. He's only had 5 DNFs as well in 17 starts for Scooby Stew. I think he's done a really good season, and I think that it's a good opportunity for Scooby Stew to really build up for next season. And Paige has tried that, but unfortunately she's unable to get in there. Which is a shame now for Paige. And we got everything crossed, and we will have a new lobby after qualifying 3 then. So these so the drivers then qualifying, they're going to have fresh tyres in the Grand Prix itself, but whether they know that or not, I do not. Whether they know that or not remains to be seen then. Dave has decided to come back into the garage then, so he's had enough of those tyres then, so he's going to have to go for it again. To the Center S then, of course, I think the first Grand Prix around here was back in 91, or this configuration of track anyway. Of course, before that they used to have a much longer version of Interlagos, didn't they? Was it the mid-70s, something like that? Yes, indeed it was there. I think the old track then went down this way, didn't it? Instead of where our night, where she's building up now, I think the old track came down this way, didn't it? And then went up the then went up the other way, I think. I can't remember. I remember that someone online did it or something like that. I don't know. I was getting very I get very excited about stuff like that. The other old track I really liked was the very long. It was like 14 miles long, wasn't it? The Spa circuit, or used to be then. And goodness me, there was a corner that absolutely. It was the faintest of kinks, but you was almost touching a house. That was scary stuff to me. That goodness me. F1 drivers back in the 50s. 60s, 70s, especially those first 3 decades in Formula 1 was bravest of the brave there, weren't they? Iron Knight going second fast as well then, 10th a second away from Starbuster Monar, who's still quickest so far, all on soft tyres then in the first opening half here in this qualifying session then. F1 drivers are very brave these days anyway then, because you have to be brave to get into these F1 cars there. Of course, it is safe now, isn't it? Of course, Formula 1 has never been as safe as it can be. It can always be safer, and maybe improve the tracks to make them a bit safer and all that kind of jazz. But of course, 70 was quite a deadly time, wasn't it, in Formula 1 there? But of course, that was also a time where Jackie Stewart really started to talk about the safety aspect of Formula 1 and all that kind of stuff. Here comes EGS, and he's currently 14th fast at the moment. Now, goodness me, you're all a chatty bunch tonight. Now, I look down and I've completely lost where I am there. I only left because I thought I was holding at the lobby since I disconnected in Q1 then. Just gotta have to smash the race then, Paige, and it'll be more fun then. I'll make sure to break about 700 meters earlier to keep it to be Keza happy. Laugh out loud. Luckily Keza's not. Luckily or unluckily, Keza's not in this lobby tonight then, so Paige. So you don't have to worry about that. Just go with the flow. That's what I do. Or try to do anyway, but I do really go with the flow. Well, no, I don't go with the flow really. I just go with the current or wherever it takes me. Going over the grid hatches as well. ZGS in it's an unusual start grid around here, isn't there? It's half the grid is pointing down, the other half is pointing up. I think that's what I would like to see on F1 is probably a bit more manual starts on the Formula 1 grids than perhaps like Suzuka, where it's slightly downhill and things like that, where you have to hold the car so it doesn't roll. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I suppose. And that kind of stuff. But I also like to see pit lane starts as well. Maybe a new addition there is. I got to say, sometimes the qualifying bans do not work as they are intended, do they? Because some drivers seem to quite like to start at the back of the field, don't they? We have noticed over the course of this season especially. Across the line then comes Duncan Dave, and over the grid hatch, and he goes 8th fastest then in front of his teammate, but he is on the medium tires as well, and so that's a pretty good lap there from Duncan Dave. Really impressive 17th there. Craig R 6/10 second up, then coming out of Young Cal, the junction, and as he is now going over the grid hatch as well. Craig R he's got a lot of battery left in that Mercedes, goes across the line 5th fastest. Good time indeed there for Craig R. It's his 10th Grand Prix start in the Alr this season. No, I think he's done a really good job as well, hasn't he, to be honest. Absolutely superb stuff indeed. Since he's become a Mercedes driver, he has got, he should have had, I think, at least 3 podiums. He's got 1 podium on there, of course. That podium was back in the Russian Grand Prix. Here is Sir Dave then. Of course, Sir Dave, I think, has very much been improving as well. Very much, he's, I must say, since I don't race with him anymore, I think he does a lot better, doesn't he? Probably because he hasn't got a random ginger screaming in his ear, especially when I go off and usually hit the safety car. Mark Smith is Ginner. It's horrible when you crash out qualifying 1. Come on, Starbus, then. Big up the Aston Martins there. It's great to have you along for the ride then, Mark Smith. Unfortunately, out of the Grand Prix, but I was doing the highlights for Mexico not too long ago. When was it? I think it was Tuesday night, actually, so I got in from work early. But yeah, I thought that Ginner did a superb race in Mexico. What a shame then is that Sir Dave goes 6 fastest. That's not a shame. That's pretty good there from Sir Dave. Hats off to him indeed. Ginner had a fantastic race in Mexico, but goodness me, it got very unlucky. He got very unlucky, very much reminiscent to Ayrton last night. The last safety car, it just went a bit peak-tongue, didn't it, for Ginner, unfortunately. ZGS goes 7 fastest. 3-4 laps on those medium tyres, though, for ZGS. They may have made a mistake here and not changed those tyres then. That may be brutal indeed then. Both Alfa Romeos are going to be a bit concerned at this stage of proceedings, aren't they? As they're both at 10th and 11th at this moment in the qualifying session, and they've got to get themselves sorted out. Alfa Romeo 38 points away. Oh gosh, they both impeded each other. Well, Duncan Davis impeded Brooksy. Oh dear. And I think they both would have lost time there as well. Alfa Romeo have got a huge opportunity tonight with Baguette then, who unfortunately hasn't been able to participate in qualifying to her maximum, and Hammer Time not here tonight, and they need to really home in on the AlphaTauri team. Brooksy goes fast there, 3 thousandths of a second in front of Starbus then. I think Starbus has just gone to another level as of late then. So Dave cruising back into the pits. Craigar across the line. Craigar improves by 4700 a second as well. Here comes Paris, also down 9th position as well. A minute to go in this qualifying session. Just changed the wheels, so get in, used to it. Jenner is saying forgot to slap. Forgot to slap wrist time then. Serious much mistake as well, or maybe squeaky button time as well. I got confused. I leaned on my controller and I didn't understand what. And maybe because I got a big Oda belly in front of me. As we got Paris across the line then. Let's see what he can do then. He's currently in 9th position, but then the top 10. Only the top 10. That's the key word. Can go through into qualifying 3. And that is the battle for pole position. It's not the battle for pole position at the moment, it's just the battle to get into that pole position. Maybe like a super pole kind of thing then. 11th at the moment is Duncan Dave. Kaz in 12th position. Scooby Stew in 13th. Baguette, unfortunately, has been harshly taken out of this session there, as she was being very chargeable. She thought she was holding up the lobby. I would have stayed in the lobby until someone blamed me, to be honest, but that's because I'm not a very nice person or very chargeable either. Paris then, who's in the middle section, but now he's only one of 2 cars out on circuit at the moment. Sorry, make that 3 cars, as I did not see that Mercedes. However, ZGS has now come into the pits. We've got cars out on circuit as well. The checker flag has fallen for me, but I think that I'm a bit in front of everyone else then. Which is great stuff indeed. I really wish I was in front of everyone else in the proper world as well, but maybe I'll have a slight advantage there, but that's not the case. And here comes Paris, who's backed off and come into the pits, and so he doesn't want to start on those tyres, and we'll check to see what tyres he starts on in a minute. Kaz coming down, he's 10th a second quicker at the moment, and is he going to knock out Winnie here? Winnie's done a really good job there. He's gone under the radar, Winnie has, hasn't he? But he's in the top 10 doing a magnificent job for the Red Bull team. As already mentioned then, I think the Red Bull, in terms of the fair play, if we had a fair play standings league, it would definitely be Red Bull top there. No negative points at all this season. No negative points then for voting late or for pitting and quitting or for any other misdemeanors that they have done in the Grand Prix. So good stuff indeed there for those 8 drivers there. Very good stuff indeed there. Of course, that must be very much the captain of the Red Bull team, Dan Murphy, of course. However, I don't think he's the captain of the team. I probably just said that. I think it would probably be Don Madan, wasn't it? Who would be the captain of that team. Don Madan, of course, in gold along with Dan Murphy. We've got the 2 Dans in gold for the Red Bull team. And coming across the line is Kaz, and this might be enough to go through into qualifying number 3. Unfortunately, it's not. So he's out of qualifying now. Kaz is. Who is through then is Brooksy, Starbust, Iron Knight, J-Dog, Smithy Almighty, Craig R, Sir Dave, ZGS, Paris and Winnie. Medium compound tires and for both ZGS and Paris. Everyone else on the soft tires. Duncan Dave down in 11th position. Now, goodness gracious me. Kaz in 12th position. Scuba Steve 13th. Baguette in 14th there. And those are positions then for the end of qualifying too. Then Duncan Dave will start on row 6 along with Kaz alongside him then. It's an all-Italian manufactured row 6 and row 7 will be Scooby Stew and Baguette then, who unfortunately was unable to participate in this qualifying 2 session there as we now roll into qualifying 3. And now we roll into qualifying 3 as well. Wow, the weather this week has been absolutely fantastic. I think we had a sprinkling of rain in qualifying for gold, didn't we? Apart from that, it's been pretty magnificent out here, hasn't it? Fantastic weather we've had here in Brazil. Of course, we go to the other side of the world next week. We go to the Australian Grand Prix. We only have 9 races left of ALR for Season 6. Goodness gracious me there. It's been a very impressive season indeed, as it has been absolutely hard fought there from all the drivers there. Really enjoyed this. It's been a magnificent season, hasn't it? Of course, 3 of the 4 drivers' championships have already been decided, and the constructors, only 1 championship has been decided for the constructors, so that is very much on a knife edge then, in all 3 divisions still up for grabs. And Brooksy out on circuit, so is a Mercedes, and we've got 2 Mercedes then in qualifying 3. Good stuff indeed there from both Craigar and CGS as they're trying to get the Mercedes off the bottom of the table, and they're 1 point behind the Red Bull counterparts. Winnie is the only Red Bull representative in this qualifying 3 session now. And in terms of the qualifying form book then going into this one, Brooksy has had 6 pole positions this season in 12 qualifying sessions. That's just that is 50% strike rate there. The Alpha Romeo team have been the kings of qualifying now, because Duncan Dave has been on pole position twice this season as well. Of course, we've had Hammer Time, the championship leaders, only been on pole position once. Hammer Time, so I'm quite surprised about that, but his racecraft has been fantastic. Iron Knight's been on pole position, and Starbust has also been on pole position 4 times as well. Lately, Starbust been on pole position in the last 2 events, and can he make it a hat trick for himself and for the Aston Martin teams like that? It's what he's going to be in for. On pole position USA and Mexico, and can he do a hat trick of the American races then, of course, over in the American side then, of course, in North America, in up in Texas, and then of course Central America in Mexico, and then South America here in Sao Paulo. Brooks has gone wide there, so that lap is not going to count there. That lap is going to be scraped off the board before he's even got it on the board, unfortunately. So that's a big shame did that. In terms of the pole position stats at the moment now, Brooks does have 11 pole positions in 21 starts in his Cobalt career. That's pretty impressive indeed there for Brooksy. I think that not many drivers are going to get very close to that one, are they? The second highest, I'm just taking a look down me list then, and I think it's Starbust with 4 pole positions, and after that it is Irvine who's got 3 pole positions to his name then. Oh gosh, and Craigar is into the wall there, and he's got a bit too heavy footed on the acceleration pedal there, and he spun into the barrier, and of course that is the problem, and the barriers are quite close to the circuit around here. Now you're going to hit something hard, aren't you, if you go off there, and just that is such a shame then for Craigar, so he's going to come back in the pits there. Luckily for Craigar though, this circuit is quite short, isn't it, so you can come in the pits and you may be able to get another 2 runs in. We've still 9 minutes to go in this qualifying session now, but that's a big shame now for Craigar though, isn't it? So we will. So it's going to be against the. It's going to be behind the 8 ball here for the time being. Back with J-Dog as well, then going down to Magulio, the dive, and before into Young Cow. I love those 2 corner names. You've probably heard me say it over and over again, haven't you? As in the last 4 nights, but I just love those. I love it when corners have corner names. It makes the circuit become alive, doesn't it? 4 minutes in this qualifying session, we got our first time on the board. It's J-Dog who's gone fast so far. He's never on pole position in his career. J-Dog hasn't. However, driver. He's had 2 Grand Prix wins and 3 podiums to his name. He's only had 2 DNFs this season. Starbus there before you can finish my monologue. It's gone faster than by 3/10 of a second. Starbus is there going for his 5th pole position of his career, and it is a 3rd pole position in a row. And Starbus is very much at a elite level at the moment, isn't he? Good stuff indeed. That ZGS is abandoned and coming to pits. That is a bit of a appalling start to start this qualifying session then for the Mercedes team. One's gone off in the hedge then, and the other one is abandoned our time. Smithy Almighty 2/10 a second away from J-Dog in 3rd position. Smithy Almighty on the podium last week, wasn't he? Or he was on the podium before it was cruelly taken away from him, unfortunately. But and also what makes it worse is that he got the hard work, he got rid of the pole position, he got the pole position taken away from him, and even worse, he got to talk to me. Yeah, Smithy Almighty then had 2 really bad moments in the space of an hour last week, didn't he? But I think he'd rather have got the podium without having to speak to this ginger fool then. Sir Dave currently out on circuit at the moment. He's on an outlap along with Winnie and Paris, and I'm going to stick with Paris for the moment. 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session. We've got Starbus, J-Dog and Smithy Almighty, who have set time so far. The other 7 drivers have not done so yet. Serious Rush saying that is very lucky for Craigar not to get major damage or serious damage there, where he wasn't able to get back to the pit lane. Now, so good stuff indeed there for Craigar. When he crashes, Craigar made sure he's head on there. So good stuff down the back straight then for Paris then 16.7 then in the 1st sector time. And this is that Mercedes V6 hybrid power then. Of course, it's powered the Williams cars, and since the beginning of the hybrid era, hasn't it? The Mercedes powertrain. As I think before then, wasn't Williams with the Renault team, with the Renault engine? They were, weren't they? For 2012, they definitely were, and I think they were for 2013, if I'm not very much mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but it just feels like. But I'm sure since 2014 they've been with the Mercedes powertrain, and it's really helped them in the first season of the hybrid era. I think they finished 2nd or 3rd in the constructors. I think they finished 3rd actually, behind the Red Bull team, didn't they, in the end? But Williams have been very good in the hybrid era, or the beginning of the hybrid era. 2015 and 14 was pretty good years then, and then I think 16 was the start of their decline. And Paris goes 3rd fastest there in the Williams car. Sir Dave going down the dive now. Then Craigar starts out there, so we're going to stick with Sir Dave then. Here comes car number 2 then. Oh goodness me, he's gone wide there. Sir Dave has us. I think he got a bit too lazy on the steering wheel there. Here's in the comments, well, I've spotted our championship leader, which is Hammer Time then. Hammer Time saying that I'm here guys, starting P20 is kind of my thing then. So Hammer Time is in this race then. I thought he wasn't in this race then. So there you go, that just shows how much I pay attention there. Lobby restart after this. Hammer Time setups is what Serious Rush is pounding into the drivers, and Winnie is pounding a time on the board there of 5th fastest there for the Red Bull team. Lovely. And now we've got kind of 2 Mercedes that make up for the time they lost in the opening stage of this qualifying session. If that happened in Belgium, there would have been a major problem there for both Craigar and ZGS. Luckily, it's in Interlagos, one of the shorter circuits for around Formula 1 then, as one of the Williams cars of Paris there just crawling back into the garage then. Here is Craigar over the grid hatches as well then. He goes across the line, he goes 5th fastest, Craigar does. Interestingly, he follows the racing line, Craigar does. Some of our drivers are hugging the pit lane to make it a perceived shorter run to the finish line then. I'm not sure if that helps him or not. Then of course I did hear about not going too far, too close towards it, because that upsets the aerodynamics. ZGS has hugged the wall and he's gone 2nd fastest there. Goodness gracious me, 2/10 of a second away from Starbus at the moment. Winnie has had a trip unfortunately, and he has gone off the circuit. And we got Brooksy there just flying past us as well. Goodness me, Winnie was almost at a standstill, and Brooksy flew past, and that just shows how impressive they are indeed then. And now coming down the hill as well then. So Brooksy at 50.8 then. It's a Lewis G, and Starbus looking scared tonight from Hammer Time. Hammer Time needs to get a performance in, does he, tonight, if he wants to keep his championship hopes alive. Sorry, his championship lead alive, man, not hopes. Because whatever happens tonight then for Hammer Time, you'll still be in the championship. Whether he loses the lead or not, then that doesn't, of course, he would not be out of the championship, of course, and that's cool. I think that's the first obstacle, really, isn't it? Now the drivers are all coming back into the pits. And what's Dave doing then? Well, at the moment, and he's hacksawing away at that wheel there, isn't he? Goodness gracious me, there. Going down into, well, he's 2/10 second down, Sir Dave, but he has run out of battery. DRS right on the money for Sir Dave, and he comes up to the line as well. And Sir Dave goes, well, he doesn't improve at all, Sir Dave hasn't. I wonder if he might be ruined that. He possibly should have come into the pits a bit earlier on. ZGS is also abandoning his time to come to the pits while Brooksy is second fast at the moment, then, unbeknownst to me. Good time indeed there for Brooksy there. Look at that then, 600 of a second away from Starbust at the moment now. Iron Knight then is on a lap, then he is in 10th position at the moment then. So all good speed there is, he's almost out of trouble across the grass there. He backed out then, he's that Paris through then. Paris, I think, is on an outlap then, but according to that graphic, he has done a couple of laps on these tyres there for Paris as he ran out of some new soft rubber then in the Williams car, and goodness me, that may not help him there on his quest for pole position there. Paris has had one pole position to his name then, which was back in the Austrian Grand Prix. Was in the Austrian Grand Prix as well. So can Paris get his second pole position here tonight? He may not be able to on these types of tyres then, but we've got 2.5 minutes to go, give or take then. He's into the pits now, Paris is then. So that must have been a mistake then for the Williams crew then. That's a bit unfortunate, unfortunately, for Paris. And across the line comes the Iron Knight then. He's put a tire on the board then, car 66, but I don't think that is Hammer Time's best fist of it, not by any stretch of the imagination, on board of Iron Knight as well, going through the centre as well. And to the infamous turn 3, that was a bit of a car park in 2003, wasn't it? When we had everyone fall off that part of the circuit. The only two drivers I don't think, actually, I think Wilson went off of there in the end as well, didn't he, Justin Wilson, when he was driving for the Minardi team in 2003. But I think the Verstappen somehow survived, didn't he? Of course, that is Jos Verstappen, not Max Verstappen now. I do feel old when I say Jos Verstappen. Goodness gracious me there. Yes, Jos Verstappen in his final season of Formula 1, then he was driving the Minardi team, wasn't he? Jos Verstappen was. Jos Verstappen had a lot of potential, didn't he? But I think that unfortunately he may have been in the wrong team then at the wrong time, right team at the wrong time, perhaps then, as he did go to he did have a chance with Benetton, didn't he, when Benetton had a lot of drivers at 94, didn't they? Very much a revolving door. JJ Leto, Johnny Herbert, Jos Verstappen, and Michael Schumacher. Schumacher got a 2 as Iron Knight goes out 4 fastest there in the Haas car. Lovely stuff indeed there. Starburst on the lap at the moment. Winnie is out on circuit. Sir Dave is come back into the garage. Let's see what Starburst can do then. Iron Knight in full fast. Look at that in the top 5 cars, 6 cars is absolutely incredible stuff indeed there. 074 then for the top 2 of Brooksy and Starburst. Very impressive indeed that we got to Paris then, who's a 7.5 at the moment, then 7.6 for Iron Knight. ZGS 7.6 as well. J-Dog 7.7 there, 7.9 for Smithy Almighty. Goodness gracious me, it's nip and tuck then. Ross G, hello. And we've got Starburst, who's the quickest in Sector 2 here. 61 inches a second up then, 23 seconds there are on the board. Then Brooksy's on the lap as well, flying past me as well. Goodness me, almost chopping off my moustache here for Starburst. Then he is 13 points away then for the championship lead. He surely believes now he's on pole. He has improved by the centers of margins there. It was not a very quick sit up and take notice lap there. It was inch by inch that lap wasn't it? Very impressive stuff indeed there for Starburst. Good stuff. Iron Knight is in to the pit lane now then. ZGS 10th second up there, and ZGS I think it could be up into third position here. Can he get second then for ZGS? And he's been quick, hasn't he, in the couple of the opening 2 qualifying sessions as well, as they come up to the line. And where does ZGS put himself? 4 fastest, and he's on the second row of the grid. Here's Brooksy then. He is the undisputed king of qualifying. Can he get another pole position then for his account? No, not here tonight then. It's Brooksy only second tonight then. Starburst on pole position then for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Unless Winnie Winnie's also involved as well. Starburst 3 for 3 then. He has got a hat-trick of pole positions then. And yes indeed then. And Starburst then is very much completed it in the Americas, the American side of the world. He is on pole position then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff there. As I have been invited to another Formula 1 session. Becca is asking if Hammer Time's not racing. He is racing there, but he's starting from the back of the field. Right then, I am now off. Oh gosh, I've got a download which is not working now. Never mind, we'll worry about that later on, shall we? If we have a desync, I do apologize because when I go onto the PlayStation menu, for some reason, Streamlabs desyncs and all that kind of stuff with the audio, which really annoys me to be honest. I am very much after the sessions and when I listen to it back, I'm so angry I can crush a grape. As we are now just joining the session, but I can't join the session yet because I've got to go um, back to the old whatever it is. Was this? Yeah, the dashboard is like you can see that I have downloaded poker as well. I was going to have a go on that a bit later on tonight, but I probably won't be tonight then because I'm absolutely shattered. So I'm going to have some shut eye, I think. Right, here we go. Let's get back into the session, shall we? So I go quiet because oh no, that invite's gone. Panic! Panic! Oh no! Hang on. I'm not panicking. I am just very nervous now. Let me see if I can join Friar German here. And yes, he is joinable. Good stuff indeed. Then, gosh, I'm very good at this. As but Kaz saying good luck. Then Sirius was saying he's asked because he's oh dear. No, say how many times do we need to tell you to quit the game first? Sean, laugh out loud. Then it's shocking, isn't it? It really is. It's not like I'm not used to this anymore, is it? Really, it's the amount of problems that we have with Codemasters. You would think that I'll be quite good at this, but I'm really not. PlayStation 5 seat wouldn't get this desync with the PlayStation 4. Serious Russian setups. I see that Warzone. Jamie has said as well. I haven't played it for months, but I'm feeling that's probably what's causing my downloads to have a warning message. I really don't like having warning messages. It really upsets me. It's like when you have that red like one or something next to notifications. Well, that's I only have one because I'm not a popular guy. Well, I am in Discord. We get a lot of ones, don't we? There's a lot of big things going on in the world of Discord and Formula One at the moment, which is really good stuff indeed. Keep an eye out as well. Let's see those poker skills. And I'm not very good at. I don't know how to play it, to be honest. I think I played it once on like a works night or something, and I like won. I won a hand or something. I don't know how I did it. I just kept saying hit me, and then everyone else just dropped out, and I won the round. So yeah, I don't understand it at all. I was trying to get a royal flush, really, but I don't fit my idea of flush is not their idea of flush. Then it's something I do in the bathroom. Right then, let's go. Then, as Jamie wants to change the poker stream. To be honest, it's a free game. To be honest, I think you can download it on the PlayStation Store. I found it the other week. Really, I was actually looking for what I was looking for is the free games for December. And no offense to anyone who likes the December games, but I think they're absolutely rubbish there, which is disappointing. Well, to be honest, I tried that tennis game as well. That was free a couple of months ago, back in October. That was rubbish as well, but I think it was rubbish because I was rubbish at it, not because the game was rubbish. I did quite enjoy the golf one though. PJ 2K21, really enjoyed that. I've only played it once, so that's how much I enjoy it. Well, hopefully we'll be getting going in just a jiffy as well. Just waiting for a couple of drivers then, as of course we had to restart the lobby because we had a couple of issues. And unfortunately, Baguette was one of the drivers that could not set a time, unfortunately. And she'll be starting 14th as well. Stars didn't set a time either. Jenner went to the wall quite heavily, didn't he? So but hopefully he can have a second bite of the cherry then, as we are just counting down for the start of the race as well. By the way, thank you all for joining us this week. And this is a great opportunity to do a quick old plug as well. If you enjoy our streams, do the old subscribe button and all that kind of stuff. We are 7 away from the magical 400 mark. If we get the 400 mark, I'm going to buy myself a big old chocolate bar for Christmas. You would say that I probably don't need that chocolate bar because I've got a big waist anyway, but I'm a greedy so and so. But yes, if we do hit that 400 mark, I will be celebrating with the world's largest dairy milk bar, which is so I'm going to find the biggest one, and I'm going to probably try and eat it in one sitting as well. I say try, I probably will eat it in one sitting because I just need to find something, and that's it. I'm gone with the fairies head. James saying I've enjoyed a lot of Fortnite recently. I can never get into Fortnite. I don't understand what happens because when I start shooting people, they start to build stuff, and I get confused and then get scared, and I die. So yeah, I'm not very good at the old Fortnite stuff, then. Ross G saying Lewis and Craig got podium tonight, then. Lewis G starting near the back of the field, then. However, and Craig got a podium not last time, he got podium in the Russian Grand Prix, I think it was, wasn't it? That was a really good performance indeed. It was indeed there for Craig. He should have got a podium as well. I think it was the Japanese Grand Prix, wasn't it? No, it wasn't the Japanese Grand Prix. It might have been the Singapore Grand Prix. There was a race where Craig R was absolutely sublime, and he was very unfortunately, there not to Not to get that podium then. Jamie's saying then that they built a five-star building with the Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi. Well, I don't even know what I'm building in Fortnite. When I try and build something, it's just a wall. I don't. Yeah. I'm just not down with the cool guys with Fortnite. I just can't get me head around it. Just give me a classic bit of Call of Duty kind of thing, and just go around and I just go around and just hope for the best. Really, I'm kind of a spray and pray kind of guy. Right, we're almost ready to get going. And of course, apologies for the wait, guys. Tonight, this is the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is round 18 of the 20 round World Champion, the longest ever World Championship in Cobalt history. Kaz needs an invite, so yes, indeed. And if Kaz could get in here, that'd be fantastic stuff. As Jamie wants to help me with that chocolate bar. Oh goodness me, I would. I'm not a man who. I'm not a guy who likes to share, Jamie. So unfortunately, I'm quite self-centered. You'll have to buy your own. So there we go. Unless it's bounty or something like that. Ooh, I don't like bounty. Not a fan of the old bounty stuff. I do really like Galaxy. I only discovered Galaxy a couple of years ago. I've been missing that for years, and I can't believe it. And that's one thing that I would change in my childhood is that I've discovered Galaxy bars a bit earlier in my lifetime. Also looking forward to Easter. I know it's 4 months away, but I do love the old cabbage cream eggs. So I'm looking forward to that. Really, it's a really good time of year, and also that's when the new season of F1 is around about starting as well. Of course, the new season of F1 is going to be interesting as well. I remember next season, ALR and PBE are going to be one of the same league. Then, and we're going to have 7 leagues. We're going to have a league every day of the week. Goodness gracious me! And there's going to be something for everyone next season. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a good one indeed. Then I think we are ready to get going. Let me show them in spectator mode. I am indeed. Then here we go. We're not going yet. I thought we was going, to be honest, but we're not going yet. So I got something else to waffle about then. What else can I have a moan about today then? What really grinds my gears? I think that that's what, if anyone's ever watched Family Guy, I think that's what Peter Griffin used to have, like a show called Grind My Gears or something like that. And really just have a whinge about something that's is worth whinging about, really. Today, not really much to whinge about, to be honest, apart from my shambolic morning. I've done an alright day, I suppose. Yesterday was pretty violent. There was goodness me. I'm not sure if anyone came across that at storm. My word, there. I almost was blown out of my socks on my way to go and get my old ham and cheese sandwich. I really regretting that because what I was hoping that well, someone usually we take it in turns to go across the road and buy each other lunch at work, and yesterday was not my turn, but I offered, but I didn't look out the window. I was just being generous, mainly because I had a massive headache and needed to go out for an old stroll. And yeah, as soon as I got out there, I wish I never did. My goodness me, I lost 2 lives going out there. Good gosh, there. Right then, 3 subs away from until that chocolate bar. Jamie is saying, good stuff indeed. Then, so next season we're going to listen to you every night, Sean. No, I'm not going to put you through that. I'm not going to put you through that pain. Good gosh, there. Only doing 2 nights a week next year. Luckily for you guys, said I'm going to do Sunday, so that's probably the night you'll probably be avoiding the new version of ALR and PBE. So, and of course on Monday night as well. Then, so yeah, those are going to be the 2 nights I'm doing. Then the rest of the time, I'm probably going to be eating, which is what I'll be doing if I wasn't doing this really. Apparently, according to YouTube, it's a Football Manager 2015. Good gosh, there. Jamie's also saying, and the weather as well. Then yes, I like to have a good old winch about the weather, and you can see that it's got a bit overcast as well. As we're back in Interlagos, and we had a lovely break then, and now we're going to start the Grand Prix itself. James was saying he can't do every night. He will choke on his tongue. Now, I was like on Wednesday. I do lose a bit of energy on Wednesday. I must say I don't gold. I'm really amped up for it. I try and get amped up for all racing because I love Formula One and I love ALR. It's fantastic. I wouldn't change it for the world. However, I think that it's quite important that you have different people commentating over the art sport over esport. Otherwise, you don't get a better view. You don't get a better viewing pleasure, do you? And people will get bored if you just hear the same person. So yes, there will be another commentator. There'll be a couple of commentators next year, Jamie. Then so yeah, very good good indeed. Looking forward to having all of them on board then, as they have got really cool they have really cool ways of doing this, and really cool and they're much better racing drivers than me as well, so they can talk about their experiences a lot more than I can. Because the only experience I can talk about with all this league racing malarkey is how to crash into the safety car, which I'd done down at turn 4 here in pre-season of bronze all those years ago as well. Then hire Charles Leclerc. He's got 10k subs. Then I would, but I don't think he'll answer me fan mail. I might have to find someone else then for Charles Leclerc, or I might just see if I can maybe I might just message someone like Anthony David said. He's a fellow ginger, isn't he? We've got 19 cars on the circuit then. Let's get going. And thank you for your patience as well, by the way. Absolutely appreciate that, as we're now getting ready to go then. So then let's take a look then to see what everyone is doing then. So we've got the tyre choice are for the same tyre choice for qualifying 2 for the top 10 then. Was Paris and Z just qualified into qualifying 3 on medium tyres. Everyone else is on the softer tyre in the top 10 then. Duncan Dave is in 11th position on the medium tyres. Kaz is on the hard tyres as well. We've seen that the hard tyre didn't work very well towards the end of last night, did we? Luckily that safety car really helped the likes of Theo in the hammer time and at You Mad Bro. Drivers that are really top of their game then, but getting the strategy all wrong, which is, I don't mean to be rude to any of those top drivers that got the tyre strategy wrong last night, but I loved it. Mainly because then sometimes not being about quick, it's about also being strategy savvy as well. I absolutely loved that last night. But really good stuff indeed. So medium tyres and for outside the top 10 is also Baguette and Stars. Everyone else on the soft tyres. One stopper can work around here. Let's go through the grid then. Cass has been disqualified, as has Baguette then. Goodness me. We've lost 4 drivers in an instant now. Starburst on pole position then for the 3rd time in a row. That's a hat-trick of pole position there for Starburst. Brooksy alongside him on row 1. Paris in 3rd position with CGS is in 4th. Iron Knight in 5th with J-Dog in 6th position. Smithy Almighty is 7th with Craig R8th. Sir Dave in 9th position. Iron Knight and ZGS has now got disqualified as well. Sir Dave in 9th position. 10th position is Winnie. Duncan Dave is in 11th position. Kaz in 12th position. Scooby Stew in 13th for the McLaren. Baguette in 14th with Picasso 15th. Jenner 16th. Styles 17th. Lewis G is in 18th position. 19th is Hammer Time then. So quick drivers at the back there. This is going to get groovy. There's Jake Wilson. I ain't much quicker, laugh out loud then. As Jake Wilson has revealed that he is one of the commentators, and he will be the commentator for Friday and Saturday. I hope sport is fun there, but I like spoiling people's fun. Jamie saying, and Galaxy chocolate bars are actually the best thing ever. Yes. Me and you will get on like a house on fire, Jamie. I absolutely love a good old Galaxy bar. And the centre is saying, broom, broom, all these cars that make noises then. Yes, they do indeed then. They don't make as cool noises as what they used to back in the 90s, but that's because I'm an old man. Right, 36 laps then around the Brazilian Grand Prix. We are waiting. Those are the 5 magical red lights. When we go out, they'll be released. And they are released. That's a terrible start, I think, for Starburst. He's dropped down, he's bogged down, and Brooksy has launched into the lead. Luckily, it's a short run down to turn 1, but Starburst had a horrific start, and he is down into 2nd position. And we got Paris in 3rd position. The top 3 have already waltzed away in this Grand Prix, with CGS in 4th position. And Smithfield Mighty is now in 6th position as well. Looking at the Ferraris off the circuit there in the background. And Craig R and Davis having a good old tussle as well, down into turn 4 as well. That's debris off one of the cars there. I didn't see what wing it was there. It looked black to me then. I hope it may have been a Mercedes. I hope it's not then. I hope it's no one really then, but unfortunately I think it's surely someone. Picasso up the inside of Hammer Time's up in the 9th position. Goodness gracious me. Hammer Time's up 10 positions on the opening stage of this Grand Prix. And where's Lewis G? He's remained where he is. Kaz has got a 10-second penalty somehow. And goodness me, he's really cut the circuit there, hasn't he? And now going down into the dive as well. Yellow flag said there's someone's going on at the back then. And there is the back of the field. Then we've got Duncan Davis dropped down 4th position there. He is limping, Duncan Davis. Is he the driver with the damage there? He is indeed, unfortunately. Duncan Davis, that is disappointing indeed then. That's what Hammer Time wants, and that one completed. Brooksy is now in front of Starburst. Hammer Time already up in 8th position now. He didn't take part in qualifying then, but he is quite a quick customer indeed. Hammer Time is there. Oh, Picasso then forcing Craig R out wide then. Sorry, CGS dropped down to 8th position. Then he was hung out to dry there, was he? Goodness me. And they're dropping down the order there. As goodness me, now the two Mercedes then are now going wheel to wheel down into turn number 4 then, and Craigar's pass and Hammer Time at 12 positions in 2 laps. My golly gosh there. Becca saying he needs to calm down. Jamie says, what is this? Hammer Time is already drove today then. My goodness gracious me then. Hammer Time absolutely flying out there at the moment. There's the good stuff indeed then from the Alpha Tauri driver, and he needs to make sure though that, oh, and who's that? That's Scooby Stew. He's wingless here. No, goodness gracious me. And Scooby Stew is got major problems as well. Baguette then also drawn down 2 positions on the opening stage of this lap. Up 9 positions is Picasso. How dare I ignore Picasso? Sir Dave out of the pits as well. Oh goodness me, Picasso up 9 positions. Fantastic stuff there for Picasso. Starburst then probably that was an appalling start for the Aston Martin, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, isn't it? In the Grand Prix then. And Starburst in second position, Paris in third, R9 fourth, J-Dog in fifth position, Picasso in Picasso in 6th position. Well, we've got wheel-to-wheel stuff in between, and so Smithy Almighty and ZGS then. ZGS has gone wide then. Smithy Almighty may be able to do the old switcheroo here. Not quite then, but Hammer Time then is now alongside Picasso. Paris has dropped down the order then. There is Iron Knight. He's moved over to third position now as well. Picasso is trying to run out of my contact there. I hope for Picasso didn't damage his car then. As he was, I think he may have should have backed out that one perhaps then. However, I'm not a competitor. Smithy Almighty good on the outside. ZGS is limping in the Mercedes at the moment. No, that car is not looking too healthy. Oh goodness gracious me then. Lewis G's got past Jenner as well, and up into third, 12th position. Lovely jubbly. So Scooby Stew coming out of the pits as well. Sir Davis just got past Scooby Stew. Now then, Brooksy and Starbust then very much then starting to pull away from the rest of the field. 2.3 seconds is the gap already at this stage of proceedings then. Pretty impressive stuff though from Hammer Time and Picasso to be so far out the field already at this stage of proceedings. Absolutely magical stuff then. Wow, brilliant then. As Starbust then going across the line, and he is fast then on this time around there. So Starbust has got a chance to take the championship lead in this race, but in this Grand Prix then. And now Picasso is defending. I think that Picasso has he got damaged then, or is he just losing speed then? We'll find out later on. Ginner's on the pit, so I've had a lot of pit action so far, but no retirements yet in this Grand Prix. Going down there, not quite. Craigar is on the outside of Picasso. Picasso, is he going to let him run out wide there? Not quite, and he just forced him off there. Craigar just running wide as well. It gets very slippery on the AstroTurf there. And Smithy Almighty on the outside getting past Craigar as well. As looks like 2 Mercedes are dropping back slightly here at the moment. They're last in the constructors. They're quick in qualifying. However, in the race there, it doesn't always go too well. There's a parachuting driver who started on the medium tires then in the top 10, and it's down in 4th position on there. But those medium tires to come back into the best range there for him later on. Then Hammer Time is flying there. Look at that then, an incredible run out of Young Cal there. He's passed there before he even got to the DRS there. Magical stuff there for Hammer Time. He's absolutely flying through the field like a hot knife through butter. Magical. And there's Picasso in the background, but Picasso's got a bit of a conga line starting to form behind him at the moment now. Hopefully Picasso then can hold on. Lewis G's got past Winnie as well. Lewis G coming out the field as well, quite nice as well, but taking it a bit more steadier than Hammer Time. Hammer Time's got a championship to win now, and here he comes, and he's going wheel to wheel down into 4. He is past Paris, and now he's in 4th position. Starbust maybe a bit shocked to see that there. Oh dear, oh dear. At this moment in time, I think Starbust has a quicker car than Brooksy. However, Brooksy is leading the race. They got off so much better off the line, so much better, didn't he, than Starbust. I had a pretty appalling start for Starbust. If we're interviewing him, that's one question I must ask him. What happened at the start? Hammer Time then up into 4th position. What's happened to his start? Magical stuff. Lap 5, he's up into 5th, 4th position there. Magical. Brilliant. On board, Jay. Dog, oh goodness me, don't get on the outside curve too often now, because you'll be swapping ends it quicker than you can say spin there. Sir Dave Vett all over the back of Duncan Davis. Well then, 2 Daves and going at it in 17th and 18th position. What about Starbust? And he's ran out of road going down into turn 1. Then he might have a chance into turn number 4. Then Smithy Almighty has now got past Picasso and moved up into 7th position. And Picasso's become a bit of a roadblock here. Now what can Smithy Almighty do then? And down into turn 4, and Brooksy there must have been using a lot of deployment of the ERS electric recovery system there. ZGS and now up into a position there. He is indeed up at a position. Picasso! Oh, goodness me, and he's out of the race there. He accelerated onto the AstroTurf there, and he spun the car. He is out of the race. It's a safety car here. Oh, goodness gracious me, that. And that is a huge smash there as well. We have seen that before in races as well. As Picasso is going to be furious at it, as Craig R and Lewis G were swapping positions there. I don't think you should be able to swap positions in the safety car, so I think that Craig R must have decelerated that. So I'm not mentioning my guys as I just jinxed him as well then. But Picasso, a huge shunt there, unfortunately. He's out of the Grand Prix. Kaz has got a 3-second penalty. That's a cheap penalty, unfortunately, for Kaz. Is that he's under the safety car. He doesn't need to go over the safety car delta into the pits. Comes R9 and Hammer Time up into a magnificent third position then. So R9's in the pits and he is only one. Oh, J-Dog's in the pits as well. Goodness me, this is not good then for the Haas team there. We've seen this so many times with the Alfa Romeo in Golf then, and with that's the problem when you have so many when you have two competitive drivers in a team. Into the pits also comes a J-Dog as well then, throwing onto the medium tyres. Both Haas drivers are, nope, J-Dog's onto the soft tyres, and he's out in front of Smithy Almighty here. We've got a Red Bull of Winnie out in the background as well. Kaz into the pits, he's done 5 laps on the hard tyres. He's got rid of those hard tyres, now he can choose whatever tyre he wants to go on then. And the Ferrari mechanics are ready and waiting to receive their man, and here he comes into the pits as well. Thrown onto the soft tyres. Kaz is going for an aggressive second stint here on lap 7 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. 18 cars left in this race, and Brooksy did not pit, nor did Starburst. Hammer Time is now in third position as well. Potentially the best 3 or 4 drivers in Alr Cobalt is in the top 4 position at the moment. Now it's Brooksy, Starburst, Hammer Time, and Paris. And goodness me, this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then in this one, then Paris on the medium tyres, and this is going to extend Paris' stint then slightly longer in this race. Right, it's going to be quicker than a hiccup later on. Then other drivers on the medium tyres, and ZGS also on the medium as well. Both Mercedes were struggling at the end of that. Before the safety car period came out there, struggling at the moment there. Iron Knight has gone to the medium tyres. He's the highest driver on the medium tyres that's coming to the pits, and starts on the medium tyres as well, as is Baguette, also on the mediums. Other drivers in the pits, J-Dog and Smithy, 11th and 12th position. New soft tyres, Winnie also on the soft compound tyres as well. Jinner came in the pits earlier on then, and Kaz also came in the pits. Well, into the pits comes Craig R, and he's in the pits. Well, I'm sure that I remember Craig R coming into the pits a day late in $1 short. It won the Euro Grand Prix. It's really cost him, didn't he? Craig R has shown some pace, hasn't he, in the Mercedes car. He is on the soft tyres again. Craig R says into the pits comes Jinner as well. Lovely helmets on, by the way, from Jinner. He definitely gets my helmet today. A lovely bit of salmon pink there. A medium tyres going on to the Aston Martin car, and he's out of the pits. Well, Scooby Stew also diving into the pits as well. Hopefully with the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, and we can get back racing here in Interlagos, Brazil. Just a quick plug for you, everyone. As I just take a breath. Australian Grand Prix is up next week. Then, of course, we got 4 rounds. We got 4 races around Australia. Of course, gold Sunday. Then the Constructors Championship is still on the line in gold. Then silver as well. But all championships are wrapped up. Then, but the battle for the final promotion spots. Then Fanjo and Immortal. Then very much looking favourites for those 2 promotion spots. Then some Scuba Shoe getting out the pit lane a bit gingerly there. In bronze, then of course, we have Theo, who's the who's the world champion. But the Constructors is still on the line for Theo, and of course Joseph took a very good step forward last night and confirmed his promotion spot as well. Ayrton very much heartbroken after last night's event, but he's still third in the championship. Winnie is off the circuit, and he's lost the hole with the wing section now on the Red Bull car. That's not good for Winnie. He's going to have to come back in the pits. He'll be hoping that the safety car ends in at the end of this lap. Otherwise, that is a huge problem indeed then. And of course, then in Cobalt, it's why the championship potentially could be going down to the wire. I was saying it's guaranteed to go down to the wire, but I didn't think Hammer Tom was racing here tonight. But he is in the Grand Prix. Safety car is in the end of this lap, so that is a double blow for Winnie. He's just coming to the pits there, and he's now having to come in the pits again. And Brooksy is going to lead us away then. We are back racing here in Brazil. He's dropped the hammer, and he is away then. Brooksy leads. Second position is Starbus, and third position is Hammer Time. Fourth position is Paris. Yellow flag in the background. What's happening in the background here then? I'm not too sure then, but look at these cars, and they're very much on the stern as well, going into turn 1. Then Sir Davis also got his nose in there as well. Baguette has gone slightly wide here into the centre S then, and Baguette is getting a bit squirrely on the posterior rear there, and we have got all kinds of stuff going on. Don't know where to look then, but we're going to look at Smithy Almighty, who's in 10th position there, getting past Baguette. Moving up into 10th position there. Kaz, going a bit wide there. Sir Dave's going to go up and under. As sweet as a nut there from Sir Dave. Lovely stuff, Jenner. Goodness me, then. Wow, that is a brave man, isn't it? Very fantastic stuff indeed there for Jenner. Really well done indeed there from Jenner. And he's going to have a lunge there down the inside there. This is again very precarious in the midfield here. Between Baguette, Duncan, Dave. We've also got Craigar and Scooby Stew. Also having a good old dice as well. As Jazz has just gone hello there. His best Obi-Wan Kenobi impression there. We've seen some golf there. It's Jenner. Jenner's off the circuit again. A bit too happy on the old throttle pedal there for Jenner. And he's dropped right down it to the back of the field. No DRS just yet. Sir Dave has had a horrific exit out of Young Cal there, but he's all right. Yellow flag and free then because someone is crawling. Who is that? It's Scooby Stew's dropped down. And goodness me, it's Craigar and Kaz are also going for as well. Baguette has dropped down past Duncan Dave, and Duncan Dave now in 11th position as well. Good stuff indeed there. And away he goes. Just saying, look at this. Sir Dave back on the rear box, on the rear gearbox of Baguette down the back straight, and here comes Sir Dave on the outside. He has done it. He's over to 12th position there. What about Craigar? Not quite a moment. Sir Dave, oh goodness me, that's not the racetrack. He's took it to Max Verstappen line there, Sir Dave has. Baguette drummed down the order, but Mona Baguette, remember, is on the medium tires. She started this Grand Prix on the medium tires. Back at the front, Brooksy still hasn't got away at the moment. There is still the DRS to come into play as well. So we keep it going. Then Ross G. Lewis is flying again. Let's hope no one break. Oh, goodness me. And now accelerating now and up the hill. Let's see what he can do there as well as they fly past me then. And here we go then. So Brooksy, who will have to defend against DRS then on this lap now then. And there is Starburst as well. And look at how much they come for Brooksy, but Brooksy is launched off Young Cow absolutely sensationally well. Is he doing a good job indeed there as they come through the center S. J-Dog has got past Stars and moved up into a position as well then. Stars dropping down to 9th. Like Baguette, he is on them 10 lap out medium compound tires there from the get-go. Look at the top three, very much Lana Stone here, the two championship protagonists close as well, and Smithy Almighty trying to get Stars there, but not the case at all. And we've got more slipstreaming down the back straight. It's now Craigar past Kazed, and Baguette dropping down into a 17th position there. Look at this, the top three, and now 2 seconds in front of Paris in 4th position. Paris on the medium tires, of course. Very good stuff indeed. Then, and look at this. So this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then, what is Starbust said, who potentially he doesn't want to lose any more doesn't want to lose any more points to Hammer Tom. Hammer Tom though has when he's gone into the lead there, he has had issues there, didn't he? Of course in USA, him and his sub teammate Connects came to blows, and they literally connected, and also. Smith and White's got past ours, and also then in Mexico when he's gone into the back of Starburst there. Yellow flag in free. What has occurred? It's Sir Dave. He's gone a bit grass cutting there. Sir Dave has there out of Young Cal down the back straight again, and Hammerton then just glancing blow with Starburst at the moment. Hopefully it hasn't damaged the front nose cone of the AlphaTauri. Sir Dave in the pit said so he has had problems there. ZGS has got past Paris. Good stuff indeed. Oh my gosh, I thought Lewis G was going to go in for the overtake as well. Golly gosh, that would have been fantastic. Really would indeed. Magical stuff. But now going into the mid section as well. You don't see many overtakes in here, do you? So Sir Dave then is now onto medium tires, and let's see where Sir Dave can get. Remember, Gorda did 32 laps on the medium tires in silver on Monday. Now we got Starburst really is hurting those tires, isn't it? Because he's moving a lot there behind Brooksy, and Brooksy is probably not enjoying this, but I think that he's enjoying it more than Starburst is. That ZGS then in a very solid 4th position, looking very strong indeed. Then ZGS is and hopefully then he can navigate his way what will be a very tough Grand Prix. And Brooksy there, and look at this, a Starburst there, and I think that Brooks is going to go on the outside there. Contact. Starburst is around. Starburst is around. That's unusual to see Starburst around in the race then, and he's dropped down the order. Oh goodness me, the man who's second in the World Championship is going over a peak target at the moment now. A bad start for a Starburst in the race then, and now he's been now him and Brooksy came to blows in the center S as well. Oh, goodness gracious me. Gordon said 33, I'll have you know, in terms of lap time. Oh, my golly gosh, and I must apologise profusely now. Sirius Mushroom saying Hammer Time is on a mission. He is in third position, he's in second position now, and he's now outscoring his championship rival, and he's going to put himself into potentially a golden opportunity to win the Drivers' Championship in the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne in a week's time then, which would be perfect stuff indeed there for Hammer Time. However, that we're only at a third race distance here in Brazil. There's a long way to go then as well. Safety cars is still going to be very much on the driver's mind then. Where is Starburst at? Has he damaged the car? He is at 1.5 seconds behind then. And look at this, as Brooksy's in the pits, and so is Hammer Time as well. Brooksy flying into the pits there. And Hammer Time is indeed then, goodness me, then flying into the pits, and ZGS takes the lead. Or no, he doesn't, because Paris has taken the lead. He's on the outside. ZGS said he's on the outside, I shall say. And Paris is on the inside. He's back through. And Lewis has stayed out. Lewis has stayed out on the soft tyres then. And he's trying to extend the stint, isn't he now? Here comes Hammer Time. Oh my goodness me, look at this, look at this. I need a better camera shot. Oh my goodness me, look at them all. Wow, incredible. Going down in turn 5. It's like a conga line around here. Brilliant. Now we've got Paris in first, leading this race. ZGS second. Lewis G now in third position. Fourth position, then Iron 91, and J-Dog in fifth. Lewis G and J-Dog and Smithfield Mighty all on soft tires. Lewis G was still on the starting soft tires that he started the Grand Prix on. I wonder if those tires may start to struggle now. Hammer Time is now in 30th position for Starburst. Is down in 16th then. Starburst is then. Now he needs to find a bit of time then. After he lost a bit of time, so he lost time then trying to overtake Brooksy going into turn number 1. And yellow flag then is one of the Red Bulls is recovering there. I'm not sure who it was then. And Lewis G then is going on the inside here. Lewis G is on the inside. He passes ZGS and moves up into. Look, ZGS going to lose 3 positions here. Oh, that's going to be contact there. How did he slow the car down? Where's the other Haas? Iron Knight is lost out there, hasn't he? And now ZGS is through. Yellow flag then, and Sir Dave is in the wall. Oh, Sir Dave is in the wall. He's out of the Grand Prix, and I think he likes that wall because he seems to get involved in that wall quite a lot then. ZGS is down into he's down into third there. That was getting very interesting indeed there. So Lewis G is staying out on track at the moment there. Sir Dave out the race except for session. It's going to be a very unhappy chappy there, Sir Dave is there. But hopefully he can calm down. And oh dear, he is well, that's not the wall I was thinking of, actually. Never mind. He crashed in the wall up here, Sir Dave did last time when we was doing our pre-season race there. I remember it quite well because I was laughing at him. Paris leads the race, and he's done 14 laps on the medium tyres, but it's Lewis G who's in the ascendancy in the moment. He's up in the second now, and I'm wondering if Lewis G has pulled off an absolute stonker of a strategy decision here by not coming into the pit so early on then, as the drivers again in the pits of Hammer Time and Brooksy have come into the pits, and they're going to have to go an awful long way on those medium tyres there, aren't they? I'm thinking that they might have to go to his 2-stopper potentially. So Lewis G is taking the advantage. He's coming to the pits, and this is a golden opportunity for Lewis G then, because he doesn't have to adhere to the safety car Delta now, does he? So the Mercedes mechanics are also out for ZGS as well. Now the Ferrari mechanics are way down in the pit lane there, aren't they? Because I think they finished 6th in the Constructors last season, didn't they, for Ferrari in the real world of Formula 1. Lewis G is out the pit then. There's Brooksy, there's Hammer Time. Paris has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Oh golly gosh, ZGS is right behind Lewis G. Lewis G has gone soft tyres again here. That guarantees he has to go into the pits once again, and so it's a 2-stopper for for Lewis G. And Hammer Time's out, look, but he spun the car. Him and Brooksy have come to blows, and then Hammer Time out to take evasive action now. Down into turn 4, and Hammer Time there, goodness me, I'm not sure if he damaged the car or whatnot, but he was having a look down the inside there. Oh dear. Jenner's got a 3-second penalty as well. Goodness me, I'm almost out of hot air this week. It's been an absolute cracking Brazilian Grand Prix event this week, hasn't it? We're on lap 16 then. Out of 36, we've got 21 laps to go. Starburst all over the back of Baguette up the inside. Passes Baguette now up into 12th position. Baguette down into 30. Remember, Baguette is on the original tyres to start the race on. So Baguette is going to be a major player in this race later on this one. So do not count out Baguette or Paris or Stars. However, Paris is it's really wounded his chances of maybe getting a good result here tonight with a drive-through penalty as he's coming out of the pits now. Lewis G is all over the back of Brooksy. Lewis G is on the soft tyres now, and there is ZGS also on the soft tyres as well. And Hammer Time's just got past Scooby Stew and back up in the 14th position there. Stars is dropped behind Craig. Stars like Page and Stub Paris are on the original tyres to start this Grand Prix on. Strategy is all up in the air at the moment. Goodness gracious me then. And Hammer Time has got past. Oh, goodness me, is Baguette in a Scooby Stew there. Getting very close, too close for comfort perhaps, down into turn number 4. She's Scooby Stew on look on the outside here. Not quite, and look at that beautiful sunshine there, just bursting through the clouds here in Sao Paulo. Of course, it's the Sao Paulo Grand Prix now, rather than the Brazilian Grand Prix. It sounds very odd to me. I'm going to just still call it the Brazilian Grand Prix because it's just my nature. Goodness gracious me, it's a Haas 1-2 here then. So J-Dog leads the Grand Prix. He hasn't won a Grand Prix since the Canadian Grand Prix in round 5 then, when J-Dog was really a major player in the World Championship. He's dropped off slightly over the past couple of with the mid-season, and Lewis G is through in the minutest of space there. Lewis G is through. Yellow flag in one. There's a car off. It's Styles, is it? It is Styles, and he's damaged the front wing. Stars has there. Oh goodness me, ZJ said, and Brooks also slocking on as well, but Lewis G is now rocketing away, and he is on the soft tires. Brooksy is now going to have to restart the defend, and Lewis G, if he can get through this field quite quickly here, Lewis G is going to be very much in the box seats. He is going to have to stop again, of course, whilst maybe the likes of J-Dog, Smith Almighty, Iron Knight, Craig R, Kaz and Jinner and Paris may only stop once this race, but the Monet's alongside Paris and Lewis G, they're really trying to go. He's going on the outside here. Yellow flag then, as we got more. Yes, the Red Bulls then, and now right behind at the back of the field. And Lewis G, outstanding manoeuvre. He is up in the 7th position. Magical stuff indeed. Then really good stuff there from Lewis G. He is using these soft tires to absolute perfect. Oh my goodness me, absolutely to perfection here. Brooks is past Paris and up into 7th position as well. J-Dog and Iron Knight. Then the two Haas drivers. Remember that they cost each other a major result in the Dutch Grand Prix. I think Kaz in the pits and there's yellow flags in the midfield as well. J-Dog is lost out then, and now the McLaren of Smithy Almighty is lunging up the inside there. And my word there, how did he slow the car down? Incredible stuff indeed there. Now we've got Lewis G who's got past Jinner there, but Jinner's on anything next. He's coming back at Lewis G then. Lewis G's got it defended, and Jinner's down the inside there. Oh, there's going to be rubbing wheels. There is a bit of rubbing there, but Lewis G is up in the third position there. Magical stuff indeed. Lovely that. Fantastic racing there up and down the field there. Lewis G is really flying through that moment. Magical stuff. I don't want to keep saying magic tonight. I think I might need to have a session of watching Harry Potter. I think then, goodness me, there must be. I feel like I'm a wizard tonight. Then. Lewis G is very much also a wizard as well. There, he is absolute. He is flying in that Ferrari at the moment. There's the really impressive stuff indeed. There, McLaren of Scooby Stew is out of the race. There, he has got off the circuit, and Kaz is having to take evasive action as well. It's a safety car. Stars has got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane for the Red Bull. Then it's action galore. 3 retirements here in the Brazilian Grand Prix, lap 19, and Stars out of the race there. Goodness me! And Stars, and as I usually see Stars out there, and that might end Red Bull's run of having no minus points. Well, but of course that will have to be. Of course, German might have to confirm that into the pits. There comes Lewis G, Jinner, Paris, and Hammer Time all into the pit set on lap 20. Then, so this if there's no more safety cars, I think that this will be the last stint for these drivers. Then, so Lewis G, then, who's fantastically coming well through the field there. So we might be happy with these medium tires. Jinner on mediums, but Paris on softs. Then that should get him through. Hammer Time on the change the nose cone there. Both the championship protagonists have very much been at the wars tonight, haven't they? But hopefully they have got through the worst of the bad luck, and they'll be coming back out as well. Baguette's car, it's come and gone now. As Baguette's now on the soft tires. Winnie into the pits, rise down 9 laps onto the medium tires. Winnie has Stars has left the session, and we're down to 15 runners as we watch this teammate Winnie go onto the medium compound tires. Retirements for Castle, Sir Dave, Stars, and Scooby Stew all out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Iron Knight then is not caught up to the safety car just yet, I don't think. The Haas team may. Oh no, he isn't now, because Iron Knight is staying out. I wonder if Iron Knight's going to try and go to the end there. You have to slow down to the 80 km/h speed limit here in Interlagos. as J-Dog, Smith and Mighty Craig are all in the pits. What about Brooksy? Is he going to stay out? Is he going to come to the pits? And this is going to be a challenging time. Then Brooksy and CGS have both stayed out in this Grand Prix. What about who am I talking about? And Starbus also staying in the pits as well. Now it is most safety cars, and Smithy, I think it actually is them, because we've only had one safety car, I think, in the gold and bronze then, whilst we had no safety cars in silver at all. It's a great race in silver. Smith might out the pits as well, as is Craig Gard, Duncan Dave, who is now in 8th position there. So Lewis G is in 9th position there. He's got a bit of work to do, Lewis G has, but before that safety car, it was looking quite fruitful for Lewis G. It still is looking quite fruitful for Lewis G then. Ross G is it's just been our pit lane informant there. He was saying that Lewis G was only going to do one stop, but I'm sure he did soft there, but maybe I was wrong then. Maybe I thought he was on the, maybe I didn't see that right there. So Lewis G then is now on the medium tyres till the end of the Grand Prix. So we've just on board now with Winnie there, as he is just going through the centre S as well. Let's see what we do then. Jeepers Page, her car left the pits. The speed of light then, that is surely a penalty. I think that's a penalty, serious pressure, because you're only allowed to go 80 kilometres an hour, which is a damn sight slower than the speed of light. So I think the Page may be under investigation after this race then, because that is absolute foul play in my opinion, albeit we probably couldn't see it then, could we? Gosh, sir, oh my word! There, I've had an absolutely incredible week of ALR. I hope you all have I hope you all have as well. As yes, of course. Remember, good opportunity to like, share, and subscribe, and all that kind of jazz. And of course, I want to get to 400 subscribers so I can buy a big old bar of Galaxy chocolate. Iron Knight then is going to be on 14 Lapo tyres and 15 Lapo tyres when we start this race again. Then 7 laps for Brooksy, then 5 laps. And what's going on here then between Hammer Time and Kaz? And is there swapping positions here then? I'm not sure then. They don't want to get too close again. Remember, we had a lot of penalties last night, a lot of 5-second penalties, which some drivers are very unhappy about them. But really, you should really not be going to the back of a car in front end of the safety car anyway. Of course, I've done that before, and I'll probably do it again as well, so you can't really say, I can't say too much, but yeah, if the 5-second, and really the reason why I got that removal of the 5-second rule is because of the safety car scenarios majorly, because it's just unfair really, if a driver behind you is going too fast and seems to the back of you. Iron Knight then leads the Grand Prix. He has got double the tyre life of Brooks in second position. I think that Iron Knight may be feeling a bit vulnerable here. Brooksy didn't come to pits, ZGS didn't either, and nor did Starbus. Everyone else has come to the pits more or less, and apart from Duncan Dave, who stayed on the 5-lap medium compound tyres. Now then we're going to be, as a safety car going to be in at the end of this lap? I hope so, because we can get back racing here in Brazil then. 15 cars remain out of the 19 that started here in Interlagos, and I think the safety car is it. I've missed the message. I probably have there, so I was waffling away then. Oh goodness me, Jinner has got a 5-second penalty then with Lewis G then. We're back racing now then, and here we go then. So Iron Knight is now got away then, but look at this then. So we've got Starbus and right underneath the gearbox. No, yes, he's alongside the gearbox of the Mercedes car. Starbus said he's had a problem around here already. He doesn't want to have another spin, does he? He just got a 3-second penalty. Hammer Time has got past cars, this time legally, after them to a short position of the safety car. J-Dog then, he's got fresh medium tyres as well. J-Dog is looking in the box seats, I think, in terms of tyre life there. Oh, goodness gracious me then. Now going down into turn 4, and out of turn 4 and into 5 as well. We're just watching Iron Knight, who's, no, we haven't, we're watching Starbus, and he's in 4th position. This, remember, he could lead the World Championship. He outscores Hammer Time by 13 points. And Lewis G! And what has happened there? And oh my goodness me! Lewis G received a lot of penalties there. And Duncan Dave out of the race there. And I think Lewis G's been disqualified as well for multiple penalties. And he is out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately there. So, Oh dear, Craig R was an innocent bystander there, and that is such a shame indeed. Then we've got Iron Knight leads the race, and Brooksy in second position as they coming over the hill as well. Then Iron Knight is now leading this race with Brooksy in second position there, but here comes Brooksy then. Brooksy using that tyres to work to his advantage now, then going down into turn one, then not quite, and ZGS in third position, Starbus in fourth position, J-Dog in fifth, sixth position is Smithy Almighty, and unfortunately we've lost 2 cars in that instant, and that is not good as well. And as a holy granola there, that's quite a horrific incident there, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me, that on board now with Iron Knight, on board with who? Brooksy, goodness me, I don't know who I'm talking about. I'm too excited, and I might need to settle down there, and I might need to just settle down and just relax. I need to breathe, don't I? I need to breathe. Oh goodness me, these drivers need to keep calm, and they need to keep much calmer than I am, because Iron Knight's now got a train behind him here. This is the equivalent of the Arno Trilly train that Iron Knight has got behind him. Of course, Iron Knight does have the same amount of wins as Arno Trilly, with 1 Grand Prix win each. Of course, Arno Trilly's Grand Prix win came in Monaco Grand Prix after Schumacher and Montoya came to blows in the tunnel, which was very interesting indeed, wasn't it, to say the least. It looks like that the incident then will probably be investigated then between Lewis G and Doug and David, of course. And look, Brooksy's on the outside. Hammer Time is at the fast side, but Iron Knight is a superb defensive manoeuvre there. Hammer Time has got past Paris, and I'm going to do fake prediction there. That's a mega statement there, because Hammer Time's on medium tyres, Paris on the softs. There must have been some issues there. And Iron Knight has now dropped down into second position. Those medium tyres are going to be screaming. They're going to be in pain, I think, at the end of this Grand Prix. Iron Knight is going back for it. Oh, not quite there. Down into he stays in second position as well. Oh no, Starbus then just dropping back at the moment there, as it's getting very fruitful here. Oh, Starbus is up the inside. That's going to be, I thought that gap was going to disappear. Oh my god, he's pushed off the race. Oh, who's that? That's J-Dog then. He's got into ZGS there. Oh, it's getting very cozy over there, isn't it? Oh my word. And who's that? That's ZGS off the circuit. He's come back on, and that's a dangerous re-entry there for ZGS there. And Paris is now on to 8th position as well. ZGS, I'm not sure how much he could do with the car though, really, because he was out of control going down to Magulio, the diver. Oh my word, oh guys, Iron Knight is down in the pits, and he may have admitted defeat then on those medium tyres. Starburst now in its second position. Remember, he needs a 13-point swing to lead the World Championship, and he'll be the first lead of the World Championship apart from Hammer Time. Then Hammer Time has led the championship all the way through so far, and he's now all over the back of Jinner, who's on a very quiet and incredible race. And Jinner is in 5th position. Magical stuff indeed. And there's that M word again. I need to stop it. Perhaps I will have a Harry Potter marathon tomorrow. So Brooksy leads the race, and he's now second and 2/10 in front of Starburst. Brooksy was struggling. Hammer Time was struggling there with the back end, trying to overtake the front there. Brooksy was struggling on the opening stage of this race on the soft tyres. However, on the medium tyres, Craig has got a 3-second penalty. However, on the... Oh my goodness me! And that Hammer Time that just barged Jinner out the way there. Good gosh there. Oh, and Big Dog getting out the old big elbows there. He was indeed. The Hammer Time was doing the same as well. My goodness gracious me, that as Hammer Time now, I think he was that may have been a move that he felt he needs to get done there, didn't he? But goodness me, barging Jinner out the way, and now Jinner is harvesting because he's now got Paris behind him as well. Paris and he's throwing the championship that with Brooksy on this common form, then Brooksy still has an outside opportunity to get into the promotion spots into bronze for next season. Then it's still an outside one, but goodness me, as we're now in down the back straight, DRS once again then for Paris, and Kaz got 3-second penalty. Starburst has dropped down into third position. Starburst is down the third now. Smithfield Mighty. Look, Hammer Time is championship rivals now 2 positions away. And there he comes in. Oh my word, this is great then. And golly gosh said. Oh my goodness me then. Brooksy! Oh goodness me! And Hammer Time now is trying to force his way through then. Archie barged in, but Hammer Time has got the pace in. Is he going to run him out wide then? Smithfield Mighty then, who is... oh my goodness me, Smithfield Mighty. I thought he was going to have a lunch down there, to be honest there. But Smithfield Mighty is very much cool as a cucumber. Incredible stuff indeed then. And now going up into 4th position now, Hammer Time is then Starbus there, who is his next target as well. I don't think Starbus is going to waver get through his championship rival too much, but has he got the tires though? Has he got the tires though? Because look, Hammer Time has got half the life of the tires that Starbus has got, and now we've got Jenner going up the inside. Then he passes the McLaren and moves up into fifth position there. And Smithfield Mighty has had a squirrel at the exit of the center S as well. Winnie has now moved up into 10th position. Good stuff indeed. R9 is absolutely scintillating on those new soft tires down into turn 4. J-Dog has now got a conga line form behind him at the moment, hasn't he? Before we now go up into the mid section as well. It has been it's getting very dicey on the track tonight, hasn't it? My golly gosh, there it's going to be. I think that the German who probably wanted an early night, he may have to get out the old pencil, I think, now, and just throw down the gauntlet then maybe. But it's been a great race for me. I've loved it. Fantastic stuff indeed. But we've had a couple of incidents tonight, which may be Oh, Starbus, that's not the track for Starbus, and that has really compromised him now out of Young Cow, and this may be quite a easy manoeuvre now for Hammer Time. Then is there a manoeuvre that's ever easy in Formula 1? I would say not then, but Starbus there is goodness gracious me then, and look at this is fantastic there, he's going on the inside then, and Starbus said this is what Starbus didn't want then. He wanted to finish in front of Hammer Time, but now he's got his teammate and the Aston Martin said they only came to blows in Mexico, and now they're coming to blows again here in Germany. No, we're in Brazil. Why did I say Germany? I don't know. But I think it might be because I don't know really. Starbus, Gina, though, we was talking about this in Mexico when we thought the Aston Martins may, where he's thought in the Aston Martins may be able to. Work together really. On the outside goes Paris there. Look at this then, and Smithfield Mighty, who has been overtaken now by Paris. Paris on soft tires, so he's going to be quick in the later stage of this race as well. Hammer Time is now in the third position there. J-Dog is his next target, and then Brooksy's is Hammer Time's next target as well. Lap 29 out of 36. Hammer Time wants to go for the fast lap. Wants to go for Jordan Date, and he came from 19th on the grid there, all the way up into third one. A great driving from Hammer Time then. A bit elbows out though, hasn't there? Very much rubbing wheels then with the competitors as well. And Hammer Time is now 2 seconds behind J-Dog. J-Dog, remember, is a Grand Prix winner this season, isn't he? As Duncan Davis left for session there, as Duncan Davis, yellow flag in one. That's a Mercedes. It's CGS. Oh no, CGS was on a great race there. Hammer Time is through. He is up into second position there, and Hammer Time is flying now. Is it? His next target is Brooksy. This is a crucial win for Hammer Time. A win here today will put him in the box seats then for the championship in Australia in a week's time then, or even these finishes as well would definitely pull him in the box seats then. If he finishes in front of Starbus, then this would definitely make his life in Australia a lot easier than for Hammer Time then. Oh my golly gosh then. And Paris also helping himself out as well, and is Paris down into Magulio, the dive, and there's two Aston Martin cars who were getting frightfully close earlier on then, as I think that Lawrence Stroll then would have been looking in between his hands. Oh my gosh, I thought they was going into the wall. Paris is now in the fifth position there. My goodness me, they are not shy with the defender tonight. Wow, action galore in this one. 31 out of 36. That is here in Brazil. Of course, remember next week we are down under in the Australian Grand Prix. Jenner and Paris are still not finished for each other just yet. And Paris trying to take the race line. Jenner trying to, oh goodness me! And I think he may have damaged the wing next. That was quite a heavy hit on the side of the Williams car. Paris. Oh, and now can Starbus keep Hammer Time in sight. I think that's got to be the same now. Brooksy's still a second and 2/10 in front of Hammer Time. J-Dog and Starbus at the moment, and Paris is now in the fifth position. He is going to be a major problem later on in later on in this one. Then we've only got 5. Oh, J-Dog! Oh no, he's off the circuit. J-Dog is there. He recovers back on then, and Gina there, who is taking his time there, but gets up into 8th position as well. Good stuff indeed there for Forget there. It's Gina's off the circuit now as well. J-Dog and Gina there. I think Gina is taking pity on J-Dog there. Goodness me, but he's not taking too much pity because he's still in the DRS zone and he is still gaining. Hammer Time is absolutely flying out there. He has gained. How has he done that? He has gained almost almost a second advantage there. Ginner's up the inside. Brooksy's got a 3-second penalty. Hammer Time does need to overtake Brooksy now to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Hammer Time then, and this is Hammer Time's been pretty impressive in this one, hasn't it? But he didn't. The straight's not long enough there. Starburst is now in third position there after J-Dog having a bit having an issue there. After J-Dog having an issue there, coming into Magulio the dive. Iron Knight is all over the back now at Craig. Craig Arden, who is not giving up this one too easy, is he? Oh my golly gosh there. Ooh. That's, and now he's on the outside. Oh, yes, good stuff indeed there from Iron Knight. Absolutely brilliant. 32 out of 36, my word there. I'm going to need a bit of Lucasade after this one to recharge myself. It's been incredible tonight, hasn't it? Brooksy's let this one in, firm control, but however, I think his stiffest test is going to be this one. It's going to be this battle here then between between himself and Hammer Time. Hammer Time is on the outside, then he takes the lead then. Brooksy then is good, done 6 laps on those medium tires. J-Dog in a Ginner also fighting as well. J-Dog back up into 5th position there. Hammer Time now leads the Grand Prix and is now in fine position there to really extend his lead in the championship. But Brooksy's come back at it there. Oh, and that was oh my goodness me, Brooksy's back through. Oh my word. Oh gosh, there. And when you think it's over, it's never over, is it? In a Cobalt, I've got to say, they're very they're a bunch that don't never give up, do they? Ooh, and for the Smithfield Mighty in a very unorthodox manoeuvre in turn 7 there for the McLaren driver. But Ginner there is having none of it there as he was squeezing him, wasn't he? There? Ginner is not going to let him go through there at any cost. And ZGS out of the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he is off the circuit there in the same place that Sir Dave went off as a safety car with just a handful of laps to go here. And who is this going to favour then? Is anyone going to come to the pits then? I think it's too late to come to the pits because the safety car's coming out for the for a very short time. I think not a long time at all. But Brooksy has come to the pits here, and Brooksy's out of the Grand Prix. Oh dear. So that's a shame now for Brooks, and I think that so Brooksy's out of the Grand Prix. But as we just take a look who else is going to the pits, and Ginner in the pits while he's onto the soft tyres, and he's also getting rid of that 5-second penalty that I think he had as well. So now Ginner into the pits, and Craig are also in the pits as well. So we've got some last minute pit stops here then, which may help or hinder these drivers, and of course there's also this fastest up on the line as well. Serious Rusher saying, no, obviously never watched me in Reflections on Monday. Well, Serious Rusher, actually, I think you in Reflections was the stars of the show on Monday. I think that you guys was very much the entertainment towards the end of that race there. It wasn't a battle for points, but it was certainly a battle for pride. It was really good indeed. Then that battle with Serious Mushroom and Reflections there, it was really really enjoyed that as well. It probably if we're going to very much live long in the memory. We have got. We got Becca saying very interesting indeed then. Sebastian saying strange end now then. It is very much indeed, and safety cars in the end of this lap then. So the safety cars coming out of Young Cal. The pit stoppers I don't think will be able to catch up to this Crocodile. However, Hammer Time usually likes to slow the field right down here. But Starbust then has got older tyres, and Hammer Time, I thought he was gone then. Hammer Time, I thought he was gone then. But look at this, and I think that Paris may be in the box seats here to win a Grand Prix. Look at this, Hammer Time is not having any there as he's slowing the cars right down. Craig is there right on the back of the field, and now Hammer Time go for 3 more laps then. So we've got a sprint race here in this one, and look at this, look, Paris is on the inside, not quite then, going down into turn 1, and Iron Knight's also going on the inside of Get then, but not quite then, and I'm looking at the wrong cars, and now Craig oh my word there, and Ginner and Craig getting very close then. Oh my goodness me there, and I thought that they were going to have a humongous airplane crash there down into Lake Descent then, which is not Lake Descent now. I need to old habits die hard there. Ginner is on the outside there. Well, I'm not sure. Craig has come back up the inside, but no, died set into turn number the midfield then. Oh my word! There, absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Then, and I'm just now on board with Hammer, on board now with Starbus. And there won't be any more DRS, and so I think he'll be happy. It'll be a 7-point swing. Then the championship battle will be. Hang on a minute. Let me get me old mask cap on. It will be 21 points going to the Australian Grand Prix. Paige has got a conga line behind her, but Iron Knight is coming through. Oh my goodness me! These Cobalt drivers are absolutely. Oh my goodness! Oh my word there! And that was incredible stuff from Iron Knight and Baguettes and Jenner. They knew where the limit was. That was magical stuff indeed. Magnificent. And Baguette is somehow still in front there. That is great driving. I love that. Iron Knight and Jenner now also getting very friendly as well. Down the back straight then. And Baguette then I think is out of a danger zone. Oh my goodness me! Jenner sending it up the inside. Wow. Look, that stamping send it as Danny Rick would say. Well, Jenner certainly has done that. He's got a great feel on that brake pedal. That's the up the inside. Oh my goodness me! And gosh, Formula One is technically a non-contact sport. However, there's been a lot of banging wheels here tonight, haven't there? Very much reminiscent to a go-kart race so far, isn't there? These Formula One cars can be tough when they want to be, can't they? Starbus said is Hammer Time's in trouble. Hammer Time's in trouble then. Look, Starbus all over the background now. Then he needs a good exit there, but he's had an appalling exit out of Young Cow, and now Paris is alongside him then. As Smithy Almighty's got a 3-second penalty, that's going to hurt him with just 1 lap to go then. Over the line we come then, and Hammer Time is going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. And that's his 8th Grand Prix win of the season. That's his 9th Grand Prix win of his career for Hammer Time. He's gone from the back of the field to win this Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Hammer Time. Starbus in second position there, Paris in third as well. So the championship lead is up to 21 points set for Hammer Time as well. It was very close, was there? Starbus there has minimised the pain here. Hammer Time fast is up as well tonight. And let's take a final look at the classification then from the Brazilian Grand Prix. One of the closest finishes on track in a very long time then. It was Hammer Time who won his 8th Grand Prix win from 19th on the grid to win this race. Starbus in second position today. Very close though to again that Grand Prix win. Paris in third position as well. Of course, very close towards the end. Then J-Dog in fourth position. Smithy Almighty in fifth. Winnie in a very strong sixth position. Magnificent. Baguette in seventh. Great stuff for Baguette. Iron Knight in eighth position. Craig Iron Knight. Jenner in 10th position. Then Kaz in 11th. Retirements Brooksy, ZGS, Duncan Dave, Scooby Stew Style, Sir Dave Picasso, and Louis G. all retired then from the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we got Hammer Time in the commentary box now. And then just have a couple of words with us. Hammer Time, absolutely magnificent stuff here today. And 19th on the grid there, you came through the field, and absolutely, it was absolutely magical stuff today. Talk us about that.
Yeah, it was really tricky out there, man. It was tough. Everyone was like on their maximum pace. Everybody really fast, especially Brooksy and Starbus. But I think the right choice was to go into the pit in the second safety car, I think, and get those fresher tires. So the last stint it was just
did you take
pace.
into account today about maybe a safety car was going to come out then? Because it's an old school circuit, the barriers are quite close together. Did you always factor in that the safety car is going to be out sometime along the line? So you was just waiting for the safety car to come out.
Yeah, I was rooting for a safety car because because what you say, the track is really tricky and you see a lot of incidents happen, and the safety car was again my friend today.
And
And
that
it helped
first
me.
lap was absolutely incredible stuff. I think we said you 8th or 9th. You was up like 10 positions in the first couple of quarters. My golly gosh, how did you avoid the chaos in the opening lap there? Because there's cars here and ever debris is flying off down in turn 4. How did you navigate your way through that?
Yeah, it was a little bit chaotic, but I don't know. I just sent it on tried to avoid everybody, and before I knew it, I was like eighth or seventh, like after the first corner.
Oh, it went very well
So it
indeed. Then
went
this is
well.
your eighth Grand Prix win of the season, and more importantly, you're 21 points in front of Starbust now, going into the last two rounds. You could be the champion of Alr Cobalt in Australia. Then, what are you thinking about that? What are you thinking about going into Australia? Because you've had two disappointing last three races in America and in Mexico there, where you was in the lead, and unfortunately, some circumstances was in your control, some was out of your control. How are you feeling going into Australia?
Yeah, I need to say calm. I like the track, but it's like you say, the last two races were absolutely shit. So it can go really bad. But like today, it went all good. So I don't know. We will see. But Starbus is on another level right now. So it's fun competing against
He
him,
is
and
indeed. Thank you
we
very
will
much,
see
Alr.
what
Time.
happens.
Brilliant stuff today. Your eighth Grand Prix win of the season. Your ninth in your career as well. 21 points is the gap between Starbust and Hammer Time going into Australia. Two more rounds to go. There's 52 points up for grabs. Can Hammer Time clinch the title in Down Under in the Australian Grand Prix? Well, you'll have to join us to find out. In gold, remember, the German is going to be in celebration mode, is he there, after being crowned the fourth ever champion of gold then? That'll be Sunday, 7:30 UK time then. Join